Welcome back to the waviest podcast in the UK. Real talk, true stories. The best in the business. Today's another mad episode. Still on the winning streak, bro. We're still on the winning streak, man. Back to back. I feel like every 2 weeks, we just kind of threw that out the window now. We're just dropping every week. It's been
much to my chagrin, but yeah.
You come with the fresh fade today, though. Like, what are you saying, man?
I'm good, bro.
How you been, bro?
I'm alright.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Man, like D Prestige. Okay. You get me? What you telling me, man?
Okay. It's rich coming from you, but
nah, come on, fam, man. You get
good.
me? Fresh. What's
yeah, man.
What's old today?
Man said you got a haircut. What's the occasion?
Yeah, what's the occasion, bro?
Bro, I just
needed
a haircut, bro. It just gets like that.
It gets like that, yeah? Now you're looking fresh, bro. Looking young still, you get me?
Yeah,
man.
Come on.
Today's one of them serious episodes, man. You get me? Like, it's one that I've been personally looking forward to. It's been in the makings for a little while. This podcast industry, obviously, you meet like a lot of artists and entrepreneurs, special guests from all sorts of walks of life. But I feel like the actual podcast industry, to have another podcaster come through and chop it up, it's like a whole different type of conversation. You get me? Obviously, you got your backstory is different anyway. It's not like a regular podcast story. You get me? We're gonna get into that as well. But the reason why I wanted to highlight that first is just off camera when we're talking about like the equipment, the obstacles of coming into this game. Like a lot of people don't realize all the little intricate details and the hard work that goes into like actual podcasting. You know what I mean? Like turning up every week, the equipment, the engineer, the cameraman, the guests, the schedules. It's a lot. But to our left, our very special guests. We've got the man like Kicking Up Dust Media.
Don't know.
Big Hitz in the building. Welcome, brother. Appreciate you, man. Love for pulling up, man. You get me?
Thank you for coming, bro.
Yeah, man. It's a big one still. So I wanna get into the podcasting thing first, just off of the back of that convo we was just having off camera. My first time being aware of you in the media game was 2020 lockdown, I believe. 21. It was during maybe the second wave of COVID, innit? One of the COVID waves. And my brethren used to forward the videos over to me of you in the car with the camera on the dashboard, chopping it up about some real ish. Like one episode might be about like one of your stories from back in the day, going through the game and whatnot and dealing with situations. And then another one might be like the sickest one that I remember was when you was breaking down the levels of Teflon on the vests of in the car. Yeah. That one was cold. I was like, okay, yeah, this is that. A lot of people don't know about this over here. Like, it's more like, if you know about G-Unit and that and exactly, 50, the way they were moving, they'll tell you about like the levels of Teflon, what it went up to. Is it up to 5 or something? I can't remember off top, but I just remember that episode.
I think it's level 1, 2 and 3, innit?
1, 2 and 3?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sick. Stuff like that people don't know about. So when I'm watching it, I'm like, yeah, this guy knows what he's on about. Do you get it? Like, and I was learning from it, taking in the episodes and just thinking, yeah, he's onto something here. Like you had a serious like loyal fan base, people returning. I could see him in the comments and that. So yeah, that's what you like first kind of popped up on my radar, and I always just kept an eye on it. And then I think as things have like grown and the game's shifted into like a lot of people starting podcasts or becoming bigger in the podcast industry, I feel like was there a point, bro, where you went from like chopping it up on camera in the car to inviting guests down and turning it into more of a interview-based platform?
So basically, for me, it kind of like started with, Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
I still kind of like that. I thought, obviously entertainment from this day and age is completely different to what we grew up with, isn't it? And podcasting wasn't even a thing like when we were coming up in that. So when I saw the whole Joe Rogan kind of thing, I thought, it's kind of hard, just get people, everyday people, and because everyone's got their story, innit? Whatever. So
Joe's the GOAT as well, to be fair, of this podcasting. He's the one and he's the original.
So he was like, I really kind of, he's a man that, I don't agree with everything he says, obviously. Yeah,
100, yeah.
Like, he's a man that could get kind of someone to talk about, vitamin D.
Yeah.
10 million people watch.
Crazy.
And whatever. And
funny enough, that's where the kind of shit I was watching on the show.
That's
random
what I watch,
stuff.
Innit? So it's like, so I was like, this kind of deep,
pause. Yeah, that's a mad pause still, my bad. Yeah. we're gonna have a grown convo today though, man.
So that's kind of where it started and whatever. So yeah, with me personally, remember, man's learning as we go along, innit?
Yeah.
There's no one really kind of got the blueprint. You understand what I mean? Seeing different things, learning different things, and whatever, whatnot. So we just kind of started like that. The car thing wasn't planned.
Swear down.
No, it wasn't planned, the car thing, you know. So obviously when we started, we didn't really kind of know, okay, where do we go from here? Because sometimes you will book a venue, the guest can't make it last minute.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this is kind of like not as easy as it
Headache,
looks.
innit?
A lot of people don't really understand. This is not that easy, you know. And especially if you want to get your visuals on a certain level, your audio, and them type of things.
100.
It is, you know, you got to do either you got to have someone to do some like background work, or you got to do some background work on it and stuff. I mean, you know, you see a lot of podcasts of the audio's off, the visuals are off, or whatever, whatnot. So it's that kind of like, it's okay. When I started it, I realized, yo, this is not that easy. You know, so kind of the car thing. You know what? I'll be honest with you. The car thing served its purpose because I feel the car thing built a relationship between me and my audience. You know, they kind of understood. Because I think what it would see with someone like Joe Rogan, who's on another level, I think his audience watch a lot for him.
Yeah, 100%.
Than the actual guest.
Yeah, it's facts.
So I think and looking back now, I think it was a good thing. You know, so they can't understand my life and whatever.
Yeah, who you are and where you're at.
Exactly. And the natural progression was now to move on and to do the interview-based thing and stuff like that. Obviously, but there's, you know what it is, you can't limit this to one thing.
Yeah, that's true.
What I mean? You can't limit it. There's so many opportunities. You've got to try to be, how can I put it? You got to try to like kind of like look beyond the game and try to bring something new to it. You might clock something no one's ever done before, and you kind of move down that lane and things like that, you know?
It's facts. Like if you have a growth mindset and you're actively like learning on the job, there's gonna be times in it when you clock that someone ain't doing this and that's a new idea, move into that area. A lot of people do that in it, you know, like you get like that no jumper platform. Like again, I don't even agree with everything they do, but I think it's a bit mad.
Who's
but
that,
like
No Jumper?
You know, like that Adam 22 guy from
Yeah.
but their platform is mad, like wired, in it. Like they've got like different podcasts within the podcast, almost like a network. And then they had a time when they were going like to people's like hoods and stuff. Like he was on O Block in Chicago, walking around documenting it, interviewing random people and that. And it's like if you open up new avenues like live callers and stuff, it's you never know where it can go. Like you said, it's a new age of entertainment, isn't it? New age of journalism.
There's certain things that you'll get away with when you're just starting out because, for example, like obviously in certain cases, certain podcast man obviously are coming from a certain background, so for them man might just feel like their face is bait regardless. But obviously there's a different thing where it's like, Raj, you know what? When I've started out in this podcasting, I'm kind of able to cut through because people don't really know me like that off this podding thing. But obviously, then what I reckon what happens is as you start to build up a bit of momentum and that, you have to change the way you move now because naturally now it's like it ain't really the same. Only like because we mentioned the no jumper thing and I was like, well, when they in their early days they were able to go to every block, interview all the G's them off every block and it's calm. The minute they started building up, making a bit of bread, rare. Now it's mad. Now man are like getting run up on in your interview, all of that. Now you just got to change the whole pattern. Do you see what I'm saying?
Especially if you're not like certified on the role.
100%.
There you go. 100%. Which he don't even
pretend
push.
to be.
do you get me?
But he'll bring around like Crip Mac and that to hold it down over there. You know what I mean? He'll have a certain
insulates himself with bare man them to you know,
like
you just insulate yourself with them type of man just
man.
to kind of.
Nah, it's
you know
true
what
still.
you're gonna say with the car thing though, Hitz? Yeah, I think a lot of creators at some point have tried a thing in their car. You know, like because it's easy, bro. It's like it's my car, innit? Like,
even I tried it.
Like no one can't flop it. It's my car. No,
did that,
everyone
yeah?
has.
Yeah, man.
When you deep it, bro, like I've seen a lot of people try a little, whether it's like a little chit chat with someone or blogging to their self.
It's a sick setting, isn't it?
Pound Sterling does it now. I think he does it on the side of his pod. He does the pod
Spray
and then
done
he does the car
allegedly.
thing. Spray obviously started doing the car thing as well.
They done it after him though.
Of
Definitely.
course.
You know what, for me, it's not really who done it first. I don't really care. I don't mean that into me, but
Nah, because someone done it first and never generated.
yeah,
any
exactly.
interest as
Someone
well.
done it
I get
before me. You understand? But you see, like, I would still do it. You know, if it's something like come up emergency, you got to kind of speak about it or whatever. So I would still do it. But you see, even when I was doing that, I got to make sure the camera's straight.
Yeah.
The audio's on, like, you know, I try to, you know, be not perfectionist, but, you know, try to do the best I can.
That's good
know?
that you do that though.
No, it's important.
I think presentation is very important. You know?
Massive, bro.
I think
Very
First
important,
impressions
so.
and that.
Very.
You never know who's gonna find your pod today and click subscribe because of the quality.
Exactly.
One person, and if you, do you know what I'm trying to say? Even man's had those challenges, bro, where like right now though, I'm less fussy. At one point, I was so picky that like if the audio was a little bit low, I'd make him send the whole 60 gig file again. It's gonna take ages to download, but I need it louder. Now I've realized that like, you know, like I've seen like the biggest artists in the world screenshot their video of YouTube and post it on Instagram, like out now. And it's like, bro, that video's like 4K, but you've posted it in 480 and it's still getting more views than the man that's got the 4K. So it's like, I think there's like, how good is the content is more important sometimes than the quality.
To be real with you,
but both are equal.
Yeah, I think 1080p, man, you don't really need to go beyond that. I don't think a lot of people actually watching in 4K, to be honest with you. And apparently these phones can't even go 4K.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It's only TVs, isn't it?
It's a flex still.
It's a flex. You know, one thing though, for the viewers, one thing, watching the podcast on your TV is much better than watching it on your phone.
I can't bear to watch on phones. Got to do everything on TV.
100%.
Yes,
yeah, I'm a phone man, you know.
Like, you call it the airdrop thing.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, it's a different experience, man. When you watch it like that. Yeah,
I've never thought of that. Because I'm always just on the phone, bro. Like,
I like watching the podcast on the TV, man.
Mad.
Like a show, innit? You know?
Yeah. So that's where quality is definitely going to come into that.
No, facts.
So aside from like learning the ropes of like the tech and that, and upgrading into the studio and whatnot, coming from the background you're from, which we're going to get into after the podcast section, what's your biggest sort of challenges like going into the journalist role? What's the kind of things that you face where like, I never thought that was going to be difficult, or I'd have to learn this and that?
Trying to control your bad side. You understand?
Give us some examples, man.
Just generally, like, you know, obviously sometimes certain subjects might come up that is emotional. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Like what's happening in Gaza, for example.
Yeah, it's deep.
Do you understand what I mean, or whatever? But you got to remember, like, they could switch you off in a second.
100%.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So you got to kind of like, you can't say everything what you feel. You know?
I almost, sorry to interject, bro, but I almost posted something earlier this morning that I knew was destined to put me in some hot water. But the thing is there was somebody who was personally affected by this whole situation. Obviously, I guess, to be fair, I don't even remember which side of this conflict that she is from, but it is clearly first-hand. Yeah. And I'm seeing certain posts that she's posting, and one thing I saw this morning was almost like she's angry at anyone who isn't doing more,
who isn't saying something,
and I just thought to myself, what I was gonna say, what I didn't say, I was just gonna say, well, like, at the end of the day, like, most countries have had turmoil, and like, you can't necessarily think that everybody is gonna like stop what they're doing because of that, because it just doesn't work like that, bro. Like, there's a lot of different issues that happen in the world where maybe it doesn't, maybe your life is an issue. Do you know, like that? Like, if your life's an issue, you're too busy dealing with your own existence. Like, not everyone can drop what they've got going on to necessarily focus on the greater mission, I suppose.
Maybe she didn't mean it in that type of way. It's like, you know, a lot of people, like, everyone's taking different positions, isn't it? Yeah. Like, I think it's a case of like some people like maybe trying to sit on the fence and
play it safe.
Exactly, play it safe. And I noticed a lot of celebrities are doing that.
Yeah.
They're playing it safe or whatever. So maybe she's kind of means it more from that angle and whatever. Because obviously people's lives are going to go on here and in other countries. Right.
100%, fam.
And whatever. But that subject in itself is like, obviously is a subject close to my heart, isn't it?
Yeah. Steep.
So obviously, like what I was saying is like, if we were talking off camera, it'd be kind of a different kind of conversation about that subject that we could have, because you can't algorithms and
sensitive, man.
They're gonna censor certain words or whatever, whatnot. But like I said, even something like that is like what's happening. Because remember, at the end of the day, look, it's like this good and evil, isn't it? Do you understand what I mean? There's good and there's evil and whatever. So it's
100%,
like,
man, in life,
it's
everywhere,
life,
all the time.
So it's like that situation. Why I find it kind of deep is like growing up, I never felt British. Yeah. Like never. I was there not once.
Yeah. Were you born here?
Yeah, born here, yeah. Never felt. The reason for that was racism.
Of course.
Since like 9 years old, getting the P word. Can you say that on here? getting called
Yeah,
the P
yeah.
word
You can,
and
no, you can
whatever.
say anything you want. Yeah.
Cool. And
If you know what I mean. If
this
it's
from
like
like 9-10 years old, man's telling you
Yeah.
go back to your country. And
yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
whatnot.
yeah. All that mad stuff.
Yeah,
bruv.
so man never felt British.
Yeah,
Man didn't
yeah,
ever
yeah.
support England because we linked racism with football. You understand what I mean?
And for the listeners that might not know where you're from, this is Reading.
Reading, yeah. So
And they've got the whole
so we
Reading FC up there, isn't it?
So yeah, but the football ground was in our ends though.
Oh, it was right in your
It
bit.
was right in our bits.
Mad.
They got to walk past that area and whatever.
Mm.
So obviously, when you're 9-10 years old, come on, you're not intellectual, innit?
And football geezers are wild.
Exactly.
As
So
well.
imagine 30-year-old people telling young 10-year-old kids,
Yeah, and
go
women.
back to your country.
Yeah,
It's kind of mad.
Women and kids, man, that's rude.
So we just kind of linked that with football, innit? Like,
Yeah.
okay, boom, boom, boom.
Hooliganism and racism is like hand in hand in
Yeah.
certain areas, isn't it?
So the reason why I find it kind of deep and the connection between the two is I couldn't understand, like looking back now, is how can like people, grown men, be telling little kids to go back to your country and whatnot.
Yeah, it's mad.
But it goes to show now, if you see what's happening today
Yeah.
in Gaza,
Mm.
they've justified the killing of thousands of people based upon what a couple bears did. You understand what I mean? It's called collective punishment, isn't it? You understand what I mean? But it goes to show. So obviously the history, this is what I'm saying. The history, you got to study history. No one's there.
Yeah.
And like I said, I feel as human beings, there's only two sides. There's no middle ground, innit?
Yeah.
You understand what I mean, or whatever, whatnot. So
Yeah, I get that.
that's like a deep subject and whatever, whatnot.
No, but it's true, because what I get from that is like, you're either someone that's going to ride for the cause 100%, or you're somebody that there's a lot to lose, it's a bit risky, and you don't feel...
Hey, not just that. It's not just that. It's acknowledgement, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. We might not be getting oppressed here right now, but if tomorrow we're getting oppressed and we see people just silent,
Yeah.
but we're gonna feel
some kind of way.
100%.
Facts.
We're gonna feel a way
Facts,
about
bro.
it.
Neglected,
You know
and
what I mean?
that.
So, because the issue in Gaza is so clear, like between right and wrong.
Yeah.
You got to read for
100%.
30 minutes. You know,
And then you work it out that quick.
one of the big like kind of scams online is it's complicated, but the issue's not complicated at all.
Yeah.
Imagine you got 10 acres of land and it was there. One day you kind of let me settle on the land, give me a little corner. Slowly I start taking over your whole land. Let's say it's called ASB House, your land. One day I just kind of overpower you and just take the whole thing. It's never gonna be called my land. It's always gonna be your land, isn't it? You know what I mean? So this issue's not complicated in the slightest, you know. But like I said, you know what really kind of shocks me? Mainstream media, bro. Like I said, you know, you lot actually kind of promoting the killing of kids, you know. Like 1/3 of people that have died so far is kids.
Bare youths, brother. Yeah, I've seen bare videos, bro.
It's deep.
Yeah.
It just kind of shows
Sad,
me
bro.
that, and it just kind of shows me, bro, as a ethnic minority, bro, when they need to, they'll kill us off like that. They don't care. You know what I mean? These people in power. It's the people in power. This is not a color thing. It's the people in power, bro. They don't care. They are ruthless, and when they need to, you know what it is in life, you got to have consistency in whatever path you choose. In integrity, you got to have consistency in your morals.
Yeah.
Ukraine is cool to be upset about it and whatever, but Palestine is not.
People pick and choose, bro.
Because they're not sincere in what they're doing. They don't
exactly,
believe in what
exactly,
they're doing.
fam.
You understand what I mean? So it's deep still, man.
Nah, 100% deep, bro. And I agree. I think that's why, like, when some people get called out for not doing it, if they're not like sincere, don't do it as well, though. Same way, you know what I mean? But acknowledgement's an interesting word to use, and I like that, because I never thought of it from that aspect. So
Yeah, 100%.
nah, that makes a lot of sense. But yeah,
I was gonna say, do you see why a DJ Khaled or a Drake would choose to publicly not address this?
With Drake, I don't know what side of the fence he's on.
Right.
You understand what I mean? I don't know his
Yeah.
personal beliefs or whatever. Because you guys, what we don't understand is a big difference between Zionism and the Jewish people.
Right.
The Israeli government are Zionists. A lot of Jewish people reject them, say, look, they're not Jews, they're Zionists. Zionist was created about 100 odd years ago.
right.
You know, they're like, how can I put it? Just to give people understanding.
Yeah.
You got ISIS, who claim Islam, but a lot of Muslims reject them.
Understood.
That's exactly kind of like, sort of like
Facts.
the metaphor for Zionism. This is a very extreme ideology.
Right.
Understand what I mean?
Yeah.
That ideology wants to see the Palestinian people erased from that land.
Right.
That's their ideology. You know what I mean? But the problem is is being endorsed by the West, America, England, or whatever, whatnot. Do you understand? So it's kind of deep. If you go look at the Orthodox Jewish people on the YouTube, just type in Orthodox Jewish people against Zionism. They'll explain it themselves. They understand it better than me. You know? So there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. I was watching it actually the other day still. So it's a very deep subject.
Touchy.
You know?
And you know what it is? It's like it's true what you're saying, isn't it? That fucking some man, it's like they just want to stay out of it because their life's going good in their little bubble.
Yeah, sorry, back to your question. Sorry, I diverted a little bit. Sorry.
No, you're good.
As for DJ Khaled, I'm shocked. Shocked not the right word to use. Sorry, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked.
Surprised.
I just can't understand. He's Palestinian.
Yeah.
That's your people, man. And it's like, bro, okay, you got money now. So if they turn around and cancelled you tomorrow, you know what I mean? Yeah. But what does it matter? Like, stand for your people. But like I said, what did Malcolm X say, man? Like, you know, like if in this day and age, bro, if Malcolm X was here, it'd be a different thing, you know. Remember what Malcolm X said about the media? Malcolm X said the media will make the innocent look guilty and the oppressors seem like the victims. Something along the lines, you said something like that. And that's exactly what's going on.
That's why man
today.
don't even watch the news, bro. Nothing. I don't even read newspapers, nothing like that.
Mainstream media is they've got an agenda, innit?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? And it is what
because it's power, innit? Whoever's in control,
they run the media.
It's a narrative. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So
it's a weapon of war, innit?
Yeah.
I say this
100%
now.
fam.
A lot of these mainstream media organizations, LBC Radio, Sky News, they've got blood on their hands. They've promoted the narrative. They justified, bro. You see, in war, you can't kill kids, bro.
Nah, women and kids.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, it's off limits, bro.
You understand what I mean? Off limits, you know, and whatever. They've 1/3 of they accepted themselves. The Israeli government. They said, okay, 1/3 of people is kids. 700, 800 kids they've killed today. Sunday, 15th today?
Yeah, was it 16th? Yeah, 15th.
15th, yeah. So up to today is like 700-800 kids, you know, whacked out like that. That's a whole secondary school, bro.
Yeah, that's nasty work, man. That's nasty
You
work.
know that back in the day, I feel like, don't know if it's just from films or if I actually know this, but you tell me, guys, like, I feel like back in the day when people would go to war, they'd almost try and cancel out any chance of any further like development in that civilization by if we just eliminate all the men, for example, or eliminate all the boys, then nothing more can flourish from you know?
Yeah.
You know, there's always going to be evil people in history. Always. If you look at some of the wars from back in the day, you know, there's a warrior called Salahuddin Ayyubi. He's the one that conquered Jerusalem. So it's actually in the movie. What's that movie? Is it Kingdom of Heaven?
I see.
I'm pretty sure it's Kingdom of Heaven.
I'm not sure I've seen that.
It's about the Jerusalem when the Muslims come into Jerusalem. So the Christians thought when the Muslims come in, they're gonna slaughter everyone. Right. Because when they came in, they did that. Yeah. But Salahuddin Ayyubi said, "Look, we don't do that.
We're not on all that.
We don't do that. You start me. So throughout history, you get honourable people and you get evil people. That's just how it goes. You know? That's just the nature of life. You know? I'm a man who believes in God, and evil and good is there, and it's just what side you want to be on.
Yeah, I'm on the same thing as that. Even like the Roman Empire and that, bro. Like if you read them documentaries and books and stuff, like they'll take over a village, rape all the women, kill all the men. So I hear what you're saying. Yeah, it's like a whole dominance thing and that.
Is any
take over.
Even in Godfather 2, bruv. At the start, but it's relatable example. Everyone watching this knows Godfather 2. The first motive is we're killing off all the sons.
Yeah, get rid of them boys.
Do you get me?
It's because after they're done, there's no more man to take over from their family, innit? Yeah.
If you look at the story of Pharaoh, you know, from the Pharaoh, it might be in the Bible as well. It might be the same story, but in the Quran, and the narrations, from what I understand, is that when he had the dream about the child would take over his empire, he called for all the babies to be slaughtered.
Yeah. Remember that? Yeah.
And that's, you understand what I mean? So, bro, this one I'm saying, evil and good.
It's deep, bro.
You know, it's always going to be like that. It's just what side of history you want to be on. And I remember at the end of the day, we're all going to have to meet our maker at some point.
Yeah,
100%. How you want to meet your maker, innit? You know?
Yeah. Do you know what? That's the maddest thing about, like, to touch on like Islam as well. You know, like I grew up in Hayes, so like surrounding areas is like Southall, even in Hayes, I think there's probably about 5-6 mosques that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
I grew up with a mixed culture of like black, Asian, Somalians, even though I'll say they're black still, but you know, some of them don't consider themselves that, but it is what it is. So like Somalians, even to break down like Asians, bro, like Pakistani youths, a lot of Indian youths and that. So I've grown up around a lot of different cultures, fam. So man's had like an understanding of Islam from different countries of people, whether it was like Somali youths, Pakistani youths, do you get it, Bangladeshi youths, whatever it might be. So like one thing I've always been big on from young is like a God-fearing person. To me, I know this might even sound mad to people that are not, because everyone has their argument on like atheists and stuff like that and how it doesn't make you a bad person and whatnot, and I'm not saying it does, but I've always felt more comfortable and more at peace and safe around people that are God-fearing. Even if it's not the same religion as me, or even if you've got your own religious beliefs, totally respect it. But I've always felt like I could never, like as an example, I could never be with a woman that don't believe in God. It just wouldn't sit right with me personally.
Just going back to that point of like, you know, respect is gained. You know, I've never in my life respected a person because he's got money.
Yeah.
Respect is gained by how an individual is. And one of the reasons why I'm on this show right now, you know why I'm on here? Is because of respect. Do you know why? Okay, look, I get invited to a lot of platforms.
Yeah.
If you go online, because I've got my own platform, I don't go on a lot of people's platforms. You find 3 podcasts of me online.
Yeah, the Bridge.
Yeah, Bridge, Spray and Pounds, that's it.
Yeah.
You don't find
Facts.
a lot. I've been asked to go on some big platforms, but I say I'm good. Because I don't feel it's going to do anything for me. Is that what I mean?
Yeah.
And whatever is kind of like, the reason why I'm on here, because there was a issue going on about 6 months ago. I'm not going to get into the bray or whatever, but some racist guy was talking madness. And people were talking madness. You know, just like, you know, trying to justify certain things. And my man A, you said it how it was. If you remember, he said, yo, my man's racist.
Yeah.
Is that what I mean? And
remember that it's me and you only on our own.
I think it's both of you on here.
We had no guest.
Yeah. And you just kind of said it, you know, like people beat around the bush. Oh, my man's a patriot. I said, bro, he ain't no patriot. He was there. But you was like, and I respect that as a white brother, you just, bam.
Yeah.
Yo, he's racist and it's not complicated.
Yeah, it's not. Man's just overcomplicating it.
Like, see, as a man, I respect that, innit?
Yeah.
You know, I don't respect that sitting on the fence thing. You know what I mean? I don't respect sitting on what's there. For example, so for me, like in life, like I'll give you an example. In life, as you go through life, you know, you're gonna get, things are gonna come to you. You know, situations or whatever, and you've always got to try your best to be on the side of what's right, not wrong. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, agreed.
So especially when somebody's actions are affecting other people.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? So there's I don't want to say his name wrong, man. There's a white brother.
Right.
He's on TikTok right now. His name's I don't want to get his name wrong, man. Let me just quickly check his name. But anyway, he's got a page right now. He's talking about the whole Israel-Palestine thing.
Right. Okay.
He's been talking about it for years. A young white brother.
Yeah, it's been going on a long time.
But he's educated though.
Like he knows what he's talking about.
Now what I'm talking about, he really studies. He's like this thing, and I respect that.
He's locked in
because he's got no. You know, he's got nothing on the line, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's over in England doing his thing, but he's passionate about this thing, and he says the same thing. This ain't complicated, and whatever. And I respect that. So I hit him up the other day, and just big up. You know, respect that. And he's younger. He looks like 25 years old. You understand what I mean? And I respect. And he's not getting paid for it or nothing like that. You understand what I mean? Passionate about it, man.
Sincere is it's important, isn't it? That for me. Because you know what, even that situation, like we're not going to give like my man's name out there like you said, but that situation, what it done for me is like he was doing the whole I've got black mates thing. You know what I mean? And it's like, and then it makes you look like, I'm a racist, like, you know what I mean? But he was diverting his racism towards Pakistani people.
Exactly, yeah, come on.
You know what I'm saying? Rather than it being like,
look,
you know what I'm saying?
Anyone that's sincere knows what it is. And it's not complicated. I mean, there's things in life that are not complicated.
Facts.
But anyway, going back, this is the brother here.
Yeah,
his name's Chris
Kunzler.
Yeah,
big him up, man.
Bro, big him up.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, serious, like I respect it, man. You know, like bro, he's been doing this for a very long time, not just now. You know,
it's not no joke.
He studies it though. He kind of reads books and looks at the history of it and whatever.
Takes it serious.
He's passionate about it, and I respect him still, man.
Yeah, trust.
He's not Muslim, I don't think. You know, he's a white guy from the UK. But like I said,
wrong is wrong to him.
But you know, like I said, religion, we have our beliefs in it.
Yeah.
You know, but as a human being, you still got to be a good person, innit?
Yeah, exactly. That's the part I was trying to get at. Even if you're not a religious person, you got to be a good person.
You got to be a good person, innit?
Yeah.
Just because you're not religious don't mean you could just be, you know, a savage, innit?
Yeah, 100%. I just feel like, you know, when my whole thing has always been like, when you have someone of a higher power to answer to at the end of the day, I think you're gonna think a lot more about the next move that you make, or the next step you make, or the way you treat somebody, or whatever. I might be wrong, innit? Some people would disagree with it, but it's just my personal opinion.
There's got to be discipline, innit? Someone's got to, you know, the same way you discipline your kids, innit?
Yeah.
So imagine you told your kids, I'll do whatever you want.
Innit? Run
it's
riot,
be a madhouse.
You know?
There has to be discipline.
They already do anyway.
There has to be somebody to answer to, you know?
You get me?
You know?
It's mad still. I've always had that convo with people.
Yeah, because exactly. Think about if your kids never had that fear of you that we got answer to. Dad. They can do a madness.
Yeah.
So obviously, as we have to have that as well, because when we don't have that, that's when massacres happen.
I was just gonna say that man's catching bodies on a regular. It's nothing.
I mean? So exactly. So
all you gotta do is live with your own conscience at that point.
Do you understand?
And if you can do that, then you're right.
Bro, people murking off 5,000 people like it's nothing.
Blood,
you know
what I mean? It's crazy.
That's mental.
I want to take it back to Reading a bit, yeah. Just because we touched on it in that conversation, we've done it back to front today, but it's fine because it's a podcast like episode as well. You know what I mean? So I think I watched Young Spray's interview and the Bridge one I watched the Spray one when it came out, and then I watched the Bridge one recently, leading up to this for like a bit more research and whatnot. What was it like growing up in Reading, bro? Was it, you know how we're talking about like communities and that? Was it segregated a bit more up there, or was it still just more middle class? Is the town's majority white? Yeah. You know, like most places in England. Especially back 30 years, 25 years ago, whatever. But everyone lived amongst each other more or less. So I mean, areas were kind of mixed. There's no area that you could say that is a black area or that is an Asian area. It was there. Some areas you're gonna find like maybe more of like Asian people, but like there's one area, for example, it's not our ends, it's on the east of Reading. Right. They've got a good Asian sized community there. Okay. We're from the west of Reading. But in the east side, but you can't call it an Asian area. Because it's still Reading, isn't it? Like it's still got to have white people. Yeah, it's not like some places in Bradford and places like that. Yeah, they got proper hubs, innit? Yeah, it's different. It's different over there. But alhamdulillah, don't get me wrong, the community's grown a lot in the last 30 years. The Muslim community is very diverse now. Yeah, 100%. Black, white, Asian. Yeah, like African people are born Muslim as well. Exactly. Yeah. So we grew up in the west side of Reading, which is kind of like the main part. That's because the main part's always the closest one to the town centre. Yeah, the town and the football club, like you said. Exactly, so you got the football club, the town centre, the train stations, and that. Exactly. Yeah. So growing up, you know, as I said previously, it was dealt with a lot of racism, which became kind of normal because the football ground was in our ends. Yeah, it's mad. Every Saturday or every other Saturday and every Sunday, other Wednesday night. So just as kids, like our parents knew like, they can't go out to them. Yeah, get them inside tonight. Early. So, I mean, and they used to hear stories about the older boys getting run down and whatnot. So yeah, and we had one of the most dangerous racist guys in this country, hooligans. You swear down? He was a Reading supporter. He was from there. I don't know who he sported, but yeah, he was a big problem. Nasty. He done a lot of years in prison for it as well. And like, there's no point, you know, giving him. Nah, yeah, no, we don't. Yeah, we don't do the like. It's just that fact that he's there, bro. Like what I'm saying is about someone who's like at the head of the England. You know, you know, England have their, so obviously they beef each other, like Stoke will beef Millwall and like. But when they go for the England international game, he's like. He's at the top. Oh, swear down. Yeah, one of them, man. Yeah. I feel you. Yeah.
This is part of what you were saying earlier about tying in football with like feeling of
wrong end.
look at the headline in the world. So
that's when they bagged him.
They bagged him bare times, though. You know, just I mean, but obviously, like, you know, the game changed, didn't it?
Looks like a wrong end as well, man.
Yeah, but the game changed, didn't it? Yeah. Everyone's there, so you can't do them things no more, you know.
Thank God as well, man, because that's a madness.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, like, so you got to put up with that every weekend.
No, I was just gonna say that, like things like, for example, like that with a character like that on the ends or whatever. Obviously, that's just gonna further add to what you were saying earlier about football, feeling like I almost identify football with racism.
Yeah,
100%.
But you know what I was gonna say though, bro? I was gonna say, like, obviously, not sure exactly how old you are, but I have a rough idea. Yeah? And the thing is that, you know, like when you say like when you was 9, 10, you just made me think about when I was 9, 10, yeah? And when I really think about it, yeah, back then, I think anyone who weren't white was catching free smoke. Yeah. Like if you weren't white, go back to where you come from, like basically. Yeah. But what I've realised though is that maybe because Jamaican or Caribbeans, maybe because they started their migration over here maybe a decade or two earlier, then it's almost like certain inroads you're gonna make gradually, in the sense where it's like today you can see like African culture almost runs everything, which is fine.
I mean, popularity-wise?
No, I just mean, I'm not trying to go too far from my point. I'm just trying to be quick. But obviously, African culture is obviously a mad power in entertainment and music and just everything, But part of that has to happen because of the fact that there's been a gradual build-up in not only the amount of Africans who are now over here, but also their growth as a people. Like obviously, when a lot of Africans came over here, early days, obviously there was work to be done. So obviously, you could see people used to get shitted on in school and all of that. And a lot of man, if you're old enough, you know, like for example, like today you will see kids who are from Africa and they're doing well, bro. Like parents are professionals, couple man mastered the F thing, like whatever. Like, man are just doing their thing. Obviously, you know, when you were like 7, it looked mad. Like some youths was coming from Africa coming over here. It was looking kind of mad. But now, obviously, give it a couple of decades now, they built it up and now obviously they're doing their thing. So I kind of look at Asian in a similar way where it's like, man, it'll be hard for man to feel like football excludes man because man's already had a couple black men cutting through. Man had a one Ian Wright and a one John Barnes and rare. But that's what I'm saying though. That's because man obviously almost had like a little head start over here. Do you see my point at all?
Yeah, 100%. Kind of thing? Yeah, I get what you're trying to say. Yeah.
So it's like now, because almost it's like, because you see now, like obviously Asians as a whole, obviously I'm treading carefully because this is not a cultural group that I am the most
embedded in
savvy with, so I don't even want to, you get me? But what I'd say is, I look around now, around this country, and I go, do you know what, like, Asians as a group of people have built up some really big things in this country, bro. Like, they own, and we're going, I'm not talking about the stereotypical corner shop stigma. Well, I'm looking past that. That's you know what I'm saying? Like, that's whatever, but
some of the
just in general, do you know what I'm saying? In general now, kind of thing. And so, it's like, after a while, so I can see how white people, because they started out as the minority, I can see how if you're from a white minority area and you feel like you're kind of like the king of the hill, basically. I can see how 10, 15 years later, you start looking around, it's like, raw. They've all grown up now. Like, these little youths who used to try and chat shit to them, they're big youths now, don't do you something.
And that's exactly what happened.
The switch over.
Because remember back in the day, they had that thing called Paki bashing.
Yeah, bro.
They had that like a official thing, you know.
The skinhead
they were violating.
They
were violating, you know. But obviously, when things changed and, you know, they couldn't do it no
back.
more. And it gets worse, isn't it? Because then drugs came in and weapons came in. And then they said, nah, we don't want this smoke. You know?
It's getting long.
It's getting long now, isn't it? You understand what I mean?
Sometimes.
So what do you reckon, bro? If you don't mind me asking, because I'm not trying to steer this too far.
No, it's calm.
I'm asking, like, what do you think, like, you see how, for example, within the Pakistani community, let's just say hypothetically, there's mad in-house beef between British Pakistanis. But say I don't know that because I'm not a British Pakistani and I'm not in the mix. So I don't know that. But you notice with the black thing, you don't even have to be in the mix. Like, you just know. Like, man just can't work it out, bro. Like, and everybody knows it, bro, yeah? It's almost like, I wonder almost how, like, it just don't seem the same. It's almost like Asians visually appear to have more of this idea of we know how to stick together. We know how to kind of build certain things together and kind of link up and make things happen in that. And it's almost like sometimes I look around and I feel like black people, like, respectfully, I feel like we're still trying to work out on a big scale how to make that happen, bro. And I just wonder, like,
you see, with as a Pakistani, I can't speak on other Asian.
Sure,
as a Muslim, remember, our community will always have a masjid.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I was growing up, you're not gonna really be beefing with man like because you all go to the same mosque.
Yeah, you got to see man.
So you know,
Friday.
but you know people like man's mum and man's dad and whatnot.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. The thing that wasn't good on the Asian community, the explosion of the drugs market was there. Because remember, boom, that obviously is gonna have issues going up and down the country.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But alhamdulillah, generally for a very long time we didn't have things like postcode wars and stuff like that.
Yep.
Because generally like everyone just knows everyone.
Yeah.
It was there and whatever. So when someone passes away, for example, in the community, we call it janaza. Like you're gonna go.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean and whatever. Right, my man's dad passed away, so you're gonna go whatever.
Level of
Whatnot.
respect,
So there's always that like level of something over there. But it's even like with me now.
Yeah.
Sometimes I might get a call. Yo, this youth's got issue with that youth. Boom, and I'm gonna have to kind of call both sides and whatnot.
On the chat.
And whatever. I think it happens. Don't get it twisted. It happens. It does happen and whatever. I never understood this postcode thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand it.
Weird,
What I mean? Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. I understood, people beefing on the street over 10, 20, 100 kilos. I get it. It's there.
Big money.
That's the game, That's that game is beyond colour.
Yeah.
When millions are involved, mad stuff's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I kind of never really understood the whole postcode. He's from this area because my thing was money.
Yeah.
Like you make money with the more areas you could kind of get into.
Yeah.
The
more bread.
the more money you're gonna make.
Yeah, facts.
So so I can't not understand that. But as for your question, I do think the masjid has a lot to do with that. It was there because it is like no matter what, you always, no matter how washed you are, like you might be a Pakistani, you don't really pray or whatever, but you're gonna respect the masjid. It's there. Like for example, when I was growing up, like we were running wild on road, like wild, crazy stuff.
Mental.
I would never smoke weed in front of my parents.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was there. I would not forget my parents. I would never smoke weed in front of the elders in the community.
Right.
Understand what I
Because
mean?
they know your parents as
They
well.
know my
They go
parents
to
or
the
whatever,
mosque.
whatnot.
Yeah.
Like we would never get seen with like gal driving about and stuff like that. Obviously, it's changed a lot now.
Okay.
But that stuff was like I couldn't even imagine smoking weed in front of an elder from the area.
Yeah.
That's just for me. That's just the madness.
They're just looking at you mad.
So even though we were doing whatever we were doing, a part of it was also protecting our area.
Yeah.
So because we were always in the ends, ain't no one burgling anyone's house.
I see what you're saying.
Do you understand what I mean? Kind of stuff like that. So yeah, we were kind of like, okay, we were road youths, but at the same time, everyone knew you can't come around and burgle a house. So no matter if it's a white person's house or black or Asian person's house, it don't matter.
Community.
Community, do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's kind of
Good old days.
it's oxymoron. Don't get me wrong, because we were back.
Nobody's perfect though.
Yeah, do you understand what
That's
I
the
mean?
thing.
But it was it's like I said, the identity as a Muslim
Yeah.
has a lot to do with it. Has a
I
lot.
can see that.
And I never even realised that at the time. Do you understand what I mean? And whatever. Cause I remember one time going on as I got older. I told you about the east side of Reading. There was more Asians there.
Yeah.
So they were
like Pakistani and Indian or
Pakistani more time.
Yeah, more time. Okay.
Yeah, Pakistani.
Yeah.
So they had some issues. Some London youths came and they got into an issue, whatever.
Yeah.
With the London youths, and it kind of got escalated. Man
Right.
got stabbed and man got run over and stuff like that. But man didn't know them like that. And my brethren informed me one time. He goes, "Oh, the man got beef with some London youths and whatever."
Some headache.
And I'm like, "Boy, that's their thing, innit?"
Yeah.
And man's like, "Nah, bro, they're Muslim though, like, boom, boom, boom." And man kind of like interjected.
Hayes, man, know about
You
them.
understand what I mean? You understand what I mean? Interjected. So it's like just growing up, there was looking back now, there was that sense of community.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I
whatever.
think it's like family values, perhaps, and family staying together. Maybe like even like more male role models, more dads. Like,
That's always a big thing. That is
So
always a big thing.
even for example, like in Ramadan when we were kids, we would mess about not really fast when we were like 12, 13. But we would go to the mosque, even though we're not praying.
Yeah.
We're in the mosque, like the mandem. It's
the place to be.
11, 12, 13, and we're kind of meeting other brothers. So is everyone kind of knows everyone well, and everyone's dad. So it is definitely a community thing,
But do you know what's mad as well though? Religion, going back to religion, yeah, and it's because I'm thinking while you lot are talking as well. I'm just sitting there thinking because I've got like people that I would say is my best friends that are born Muslim as well. Some that are reverts, are good friends of mine. But you know what it is, bro? It's like for me, a Muslim brother who is like a true believer, and even like you say, even if they're not fully on it all the time or like praying as much as they should and whatnot, I think there's like with that community where, like you said, they will meet at the mosque or the family's gonna know each other's family, and that like a Muslim taking out another Muslim, that's like a mad thing, bro, as well. That's gonna, you know what I'm trying to say? That's it's almost forbidden, bro.
Yeah, like I said, that's kind of like.
Whereas the reason I say that is like a white geezer, even, let's not even use a black example. Let's say a white geezer, rowdy geezer in a pub, line up and that, boom. If he glasses someone and then stamps him out and he happens to die and whatnot, he might not even give a fuck tomorrow, bro, if he's not a religious man. You know what I'm trying to say?
Like, as I said, you know, it's just, you know, as Muslims, it's kind of like, you know, from a kid, there's certain things that they try to put into you from a little, or you don't steal, even though we stole. But when
we knew it was bad, though.
It was bad, though. We knew it was bad. You know what I mean? Like, when I started selling drugs, I knew it was bad. You know what I mean? I didn't think, obviously you get to that point where you don't really care as much.
Yeah.
But like stealing, we knew even stealing was wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, or whatever, because it's embedded in you from young.
Early.
You know what I mean, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, for example, pork. I've done madness, but I've never ate pork.
Never tastes nice, man.
You know what I mean? I never
You're missing nothing here.
No pork on the fork.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it was such a big thing.
Yeah, it is.
In the community. And
That's
stuff
always
like that.
that's always been something though, that bare man them around.
People
me,
need to
bro.
know they're not missing out on nothing, though.
Nah, but
That's
it's true.
the
It's
one
mad.
thing.
No, but fam, hear this though. Like, man's grown up around man them that blood will drink liters of Henny. Yeah, on a
More
Friday.
eating pork.
But in the morning, no, halal
Oh, no,
only.
of course,
give me
of
like
course, of
beef
course, of
sausage,
course.
turkey,
Of
bacon.
course, of
Exactly.
course.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
there's
yeah,
certain
of
things
course.
that are just known.
No,
But then
yeah.
Rasta man is the same thing, bro. Rasta man is not on this pork thing, bro. You get it, fam? So
Generally speaking.
I think one of the things for kids, no matter what colour you are, because trust me, now a lot of these Asians have gone off the rails as well, you know.
yeah, most.
But you know,
Yeah.
but one thing I think, like this, the understanding of God has to be put into them from young. 'Cause
Yeah,
you know what?
that's what I was
In
trying
the
to
end,
say.
they will always revert back to it.
Yeah, you'll find your way.
Yeah, they find
your way.
they find their way back. You start what I mean? So it's like
Yeah,
from a
yeah,
you got to make them understand.
That's
you
a
know,
fact.
and whatever. And like I said, you know, even my next door neighbor, he was a bro from the Caribbean.
Right.
So his mum was this was the guy I look TC. He was the guy I looked up to as a kid. He's
Big him up,
10
man.
years older than me.
Yeah,
Big him up, yeah.
big him up, man.
So he was the kind of local kind of hustler.
That's that guy.
Yeah, he was that guy and whatever. But
Yeah.
his mum was a very religious Christian.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
very religious, you know? Always kind of just moving correct.
Yeah,
and whatever.
yeah.
But you see that, the effect of that on her kids. Do you understand what I
Yeah.
mean, or whatever? The way they carry themselves or whatever, whatnot.
Mannerisms and
Yeah,
that.
mannerisms and stuff like that. So that's very important, I think, like the understanding that there is, you know,
You got to answer to somebody.
Yeah, you got to answer,
yeah,
you know?
that's what it comes down to a lot of the time, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You know the food game. Where does that come into your life? If you started off like young, outside, you got all these racist football hooligans cutting through every now and then. The ends are a bit kind of.
You know, with the food thing, it was kind of like accidental.
Right.
Because, so what happened at that time, we're going 90s, late 90s now. So what had happened, a lot of the generation older to us, they got addicted to heroin.
Right.
A lot of them. You know, it was
Yeah.
actually surprising how many got addicted. A lot, and some of them are still addicted to this day.
Yeah, it's a savage drug.
And
bro.
whatever. So whatever that drug was, remember when you're 15 years old, you don't really know things like that. I just knew, yo, whatever this drug is, this drug is mad.
Yeah.
Because they're really messed up, you know, clucking or whatever, whatnot.
That's the one. Yep.
So what had happened, I got kicked out of school when I was 15 years old.
Permanently.
No GCSEs, nothing. So remember, my brethren's at school. I've got no one to chill with. So I'm chilling with the local older bres, and they're all smoking food.
Oh, swear down.
Yeah, they're all smoking food. You know, and they're
Dirty
doing
spliffs.
Nah, they're smoking food like
Just
on
straight
the foil.
on the foil.
Yeah, they're not playing games. But
The
remember,
empty
at
bottle
that
and that
time,
can.
I never actually knew what it was. You know,
Yeah,
I
just
was
smell
15.
bad.
I think I even said to one of them, "Oh, what's that?" I think he said to me, "It's hash." On the foil, like I was a kid, innit? It was
Try some
there.
of this, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
them man there. I remember them days as well.
I said hash, you know.
So I'm rolling with them, and they're just doing mad. You know, when I say madness,
Yeah.
they're doing
Anything, bro.
anything.
Yeah, they go mad for it,
Understand
bro.
what I mean? So, but one thing I respect them for, they would always say to me, "Yo, if we ever catch you smoking this,
You're in trouble.
we're gonna bruck you up."
Yeah.
They would say that to me. But in my mind, I think I was a sensible youth. I was like,
Yeah.
brother, I would not.
I don't even want to be like you.
Yeah, exactly. So I remember one time, yo, I still remember this. You know, So I had a brethren, me and one of my friends. So we've linked the older guys. So we would link them. So when they're going on their raises, we might even get a little something, get some weed, and whatever, whatnot. You know. Like we were with them one time, and the guy hit a little earner for £2,000.
Jeez,
and was there.
That's big money then, bro.
So obviously because we were there, me and my brethren, we got £500. We brought 4.5 ounces of weed, and tried to do a little weed hustle with that. You know, I can't remember exactly how much it was. 4.5 cents. Yeah, so we got that out of it. You know, with the money or whatever. So
flip.
In the old,
and man's like 15 years old.
Yeah, you're early.
15 years old, man. Got off a 9-bar.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly. It might have been half. I can't say exactly, but
for that age, still, we're talking big. For that age.
But don't get me wrong, we smoked most of it, the weed, innit?
Yeah, you know how that goes,
I'll be real with you, all the man them were smoking.
So back in the day, you always had that you on your block or on your road that just shot to smoke to keep up his habit.
Oh God,
you know them man there, like real talk. So I get it.
So what had happened was, so this was one time. Imagine this. So we used to chill with them, innit? So remember, some of these men are like 6 years older, 8 years older.
Yeah, big men.
So one time, they're in a yard smoking crack.
Oh shit!
And it's me and my brethren were smoking weed, innit? This is the first time I've seen.
It's like a movie set.
This is the first time I've seen Brett smoking crack.
Bro,
it's
mad, isn't it?
Madness.
Mad.
But man's sitting there laughing like this is mad.
Because you're being entertained. You got a spliff.
Yeah.
This
so
is
then,
mad.
but he's like, Feds is coming. Like he's got his ear to the wall. I can hear Feds, you know, because they're paranoid. I'm like, this is mad.
Crawling, bro. They climb
but
walls,
really,
bro.
a 15, 16-year-old shouldn't be there, bro.
Yeah. You should be at school, bro.
And me and my brother was catching Joe. These men are mad, you know, whatever. So anyway, so what had happened was, but even though they had an A-class drug habit, they were still man's elders, isn't it?
I get that.
Yeah, you understand? They were still man's elders, and we still respected them.
I get that.
So what had happened? One of them had managed to get a consignment for 9 Zs.
Fucking hell.
Like but he's got it from London. Some bread from London to give him consignment.
He's a good talker, this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But obviously he's gone back to the ends and just start smoking, innit? So they're selling. I'm not gonna like it's budge, innit?
Yeah.
So they're selling it, but everything they're buying, with the money they're buying crack with it and getting high. It's reckless madness.
Oh, fuck.
And in the end, he couldn't pay the guy.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I can't remember what he had left. Let's just say he had like 3-4 ounces left.
Yeah.
The guys come down, where's the money?
Yeah. Right.
He's like, I ain't got the money. I can't remember. I think the guy might have pulled out a strap on him, but I can't remember.
I was going to say, them interactions get violent, bro.
So what's happened? Obviously, he's shook now. He needs to pay the guy, innit?
Yeah,
so he's like,
help me.
Man, help me, innit? Yeah.
And whatever. I knew he was going to say that. Blood, please.
Yeah, please help me, innit? So, bro, remember, I'm like 15, I'm about 16 now, 15, 16 or whatever. And bro, I got what I got on me. I've got my gold chaps, my gold ring, you know what's there. I'm like a profiling it, I say, bro, that's what I got, you know. I can't remember what it was, £1,000 or whatever. I think today's value was probably about $5,000 for the both.
Them ones.
Them times,
It's gone up. Quado, isn't it?
So I think them times about 1,000. I can't remember what it was, to be honest.
It was nice though.
And I said to him, cool, because I respected him. He's still my elder, innit? So I said, I'll give it to you, but make sure you give my money back. Bro, I give him it, innit? Everyone chipped in. He paid the debt.
Okay.
At that time, I had
Kept
a
him
car.
alive, bro.
At that time, I had a car as well. Even though I wasn't old enough to drive, I had a whip.
What whip was it?
I'm telling you.
He's a road. He's
Do
outside.
you remember them old Hondas with the lights used to go up? The
the front. The
lights used to go up.
Swear down.
Yeah,
I was cold, you know, for the
That's a
time.
good
Yeah,
car,
for the time,
bro.
I think I brought it. I was 15 or 16 when I brought it. And it was there. Man was always on hustling.
Straight.
And it was there. It was always like something. You know. So it was one that with the lights. It was a white one as well, pearl white. You know.
God.
And obviously for me, it was a big car back then.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's proper.
So but the clutch cable went. But remember, like I said, everything we've got, like that's all we've got. The car and I've got the thing in it.
Man gave up the help, man. With the
so the bro that used to smoke the A class, he goes, look, let me hold the rest of the Zs in the back of your boot, innit? I was like, cool, no problem, innit? Hold it for you, innit? Yeah. So obviously he's giving me the things and whatever. But now obviously he's got to phone me every time he needs something, innit?
So he's got the key.
So as obviously the Zs are going like smaller, I'm like, bro, where's my money? He goes, I got you. But as the time's going, I'm starting to clock about,
he's fiends, bro. Yeah, they got
fiends,
no morals, bro.
Like, good, bro. You know, it's not that because it destroys people, innit?
Yeah, that's their morals are gone.
You know, the good people actually.
They went down the toilet.
Yeah. So anyway, so what's happened? I say, I don't think I'm gonna get my money back. So I've took out a little chunk. Maybe it was like 10 grams. I can't say exactly, but I'm saying roughly maybe. I took out a chunk and I put it on like the left side of the boot. I say, if this all gets done and he ain't get my money, that's rightfully mine. You know what I mean?
That's me.
But I don't want to sell this thing because I know
it's your piece though.
I'm looking at these men like these men are mad.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway, so what's happened? He's obviously he's not paid me. So when he's run out of food, so what they start doing?
Saw that coming.
So you see all the punters, the customers, they start wrapping up, little stones, pebbles from the floor in Rizla and cling film and robbing the other addicts. They're reckless, isn't it? It was there.
Maybe like the wire.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, boy, okay, cool, I got my little thing, but I don't really know what to do with it though.
Yeah, that's the mad part.
So one time in the house, the phone's done, they've ripped everyone from the phone. The phone's done, innit?
Finished.
But it was there. I sat and told me, take the phone. Because that phone's done now. It's going to end up with somewhere. So I remember I took the phone. And there was one customer that didn't rip off because he probably never came that day.
Yeah.
He's hit up the phone and he said, yo, like, have you got anything? I was like, yeah. Like, boom. So he's hit me up and he said, can I get a gram? Obviously, me not knowing, like, when he phones them for a gram, they're giving him a 0.7.
Yeah. You gave him that actual gram.
Innit?
Yeah, you weighed that shit.
And it was £100 back then, a gram, innit? Yeah. So when I've gone out, I never realised what I've just done. So I've gave him a gram. He's gone back like, rah, this is a gram.
My man's a proper guy. Like.
And he's literally hit me up straight away with like another guy.
Yeah.
He wants something. So within that, I can't remember how long it was. But let's say 2 days. 3 days. I've just made like £1,000.
Right.
Back in the game.
You know
Go get your ring again.
It's not like that. You know what it was? You see that when you hit, I've hit little licks, a couple bags or whatever, like a bag or whatever. But to make it hustling like that and knowing you can make more,
you can just keep going.
And I was like, raw, this is mad. So the first I went brought in the iceberg shirt and the few bits.
That era
and pieces,
iceberg was it, bro.
Iceberg was good. Yeah,
that was it.
So the guy I used to roll with, he wasn't shot in my brethren, and he was just with me. Them ones there. He's nice though. He's my brethren. So he said, like, where are you gonna like re-up from? We ain't got no links. We don't know anyone.
Where do you even go?
Where do we even go?
Of course.
The only link that we got is them guys.
The same brothers. That
Well, I was like, bro, the man can't go there. They're gonna end up just
knowing what God.
Bro, they get you your thing. They're gonna take some out. I was like, it's long, isn't it? So I can't remember what the price was.
Finessing the middleman to.
So my bread. So we used to. There was one chick, one mixed race chick. Like she was older, she used to like get our cigarettes for us and stuff. We're still like 16. We can't.
I'm thinking.
Them cool ones.
She was older. She was cool, innit? Like Bear Man used to go to a yard, smoke weed and whatever.
Who's gonna say Bear Man used to?
No. She's good people. Good people.
Yeah, you get them local ones that's calm.
She's good people.
100.
Yeah, she was good people's, man. So anyway, like she would look out for man, because man was younger or whatever. So I remember my brethren goes, you seen that girl's yard? There's a London. There should always be a London youth in there.
Oh, she had a brother from London that used to come pull up on her and that.
So he's chewing the yard,
Yeah.
So my brethren goes, he's always got a ball in his sock. So I was like, what does that mean? He goes, that's the thing you need. He's got it. But I'm like, how do you know that? He goes, I know because my brethren, his older brother was a smoker. So he knew a bit more about the thing than me.
They experienced.
My man's got it.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool, let's phone the girl up.
See what
we got the girl's number. So man's phoned the girl up, say, is my man with you? She's like, yeah, my man's here. I said, give him the phone, please. So I said, what? Can my man's a kid, and he's looking at man. He's looking at man as school kids.
So he's a big man to you, these times.
He's a big man. He's a big man to man. He's from London.
You're thinking some youths from Reading on my phone asking me mad questions.
So I was like, can man get 8 ball? He's just hung up the phone straight away. He's not even answered. He just hung up the phone.
Gangster.
Who
the hell is this?
Because remember, at them days, there was no young bears on road shotting. Nobody.
It's all big man, innit?
And the only Asian bears that were shotting were all smoking. So they were kind of just feeling the habit. So he's not even took it seriously. But the phone number, the girl must have said to him, or what I'm assuming, like, them youths are cool, there must be a reason why they're calling. She vouched, whatever. So she's called back.
So he can trust her word now, because you're not just some you trying to bag him.
So she's called back. And she's like, what you want? And she's like, what you gonna do with it? I say, obviously, man's hustling, innit? So she's, cause like I said, it wasn't unusual. There was no youths on road shotting.
Pretty much unheard of them.
Not workers, nothing. There was nobody. All the grown men in their 20s. So He's linked man. He's got put man in the back of the car to get him back to the door, and so I can't get out.
Oh, he's proper come.
Give the money.
Pulled up
bam.
on man.
Because he's thinking the youths might try a little thing or whatever. He's given man
like a
the
little
thing.
blade on man or something.
So obviously, boom, man's just flipped it and kept going back and whatever. So after like whatever, this happened really quick, like really quick, very short period of time. He goes to me, bro, what are you doing with this stuff?
Yeah, why?
Like, you taking it from me and giving it? I said, nah, I'm just breaking it down and hitting it out on road, isn't it?
Pebbling it up.
But he's older, he's much older, isn't it? Really good guy. But he's clocked. He's like, yo, you actually out there hustling like that? He goes, bro, you're buying everything off of me. So everything he's bringing down from London,
You're taking it.
I'm taking it. So he said to me one day, what? You want to go 50-50 partner with me?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Remember, he's my only link. I ain't got no other link. You know, there.
Yeah.
At that point, when you're 16 odd years old, bro, you're down with it.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm like, alright, cool, I'll partner with you. You know, there, not knowing what's gonna happen next.
Yeah.
So let's just say, for example, you're paying, I don't know, back then I think I was paying him 13 a Z for one Z. Remember, he's rinsing me when I'm a kid.
Yeah. 100%.
I remember that Z, I'm getting back 2.8. So
I'm making it work anyway.
Bro, I'm balling. My brethrens are balling. Everyone's smoking weed. That's what we care about. Everyone's smoking weed.
Got iceberg on.
And we got money for takeaways.
Straight
up,
there.
bro.
Like, bro, when we were growing up, we didn't go takeaways because we didn't have the money for takeaways.
Yeah, it's lit. Now it's normal on Uber Eats, isn't it? But back then it was like,
bro, like I've never.
I ring the Chinese.
My family as a kid, we've never been inside McDonald's or nothing like that. It was there because my dad was a factory worker.
Yeah.
And it was 10 of us in the house.
Oh, for real? There was 10
of us in the house.
Wow.
Including my mum and dad. It was there. Sometimes 11 because sometimes my uncle would come.
Yeah.
Right.
So in a
Big family.
big
Massive family,
so
bro.
You ain't got no
Hard
McDonald's,
times, bro, yeah.
No Toys R Us, nothing like that.
It's a lot of overtime just to keep the lights on.
Exactly, yeah. So
fam.
it was a big thing to go, like, yo, give us 5 chicken burgers, and that was a big thing.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
That's
So
my
anyway,
That's my first experience of having money as well, being able
money,
to buy food for everybody.
Cool. People don't understand that now, because it's so normal. So anyway, I said, cool, man, I'll link up with you. So obviously at one point he's gone back to London or whatever. Before we've linked up, I've run out of the product. I'll run out. So I called him one day. I said, yo, run out. You know what? Can't man get nothing? He goes, look, I'm not really doing nothing right now. But when I come back, we link up. I said, but I ain't got no one to go to.
Man's here.
So he said, alright, cool, come. He said, bring. He said, like, bring £1,400-1,500 with me. Whatever. So I took it with me, thinking like he's gonna give man 1Z, innit?
Yeah.
But he's giving it to man for the cost price because we're about to be partners, isn't it?
Right.
It's different now.
So
It's a little different.
I can't remember what it was exactly. Maybe I think £1,400 for 2Z, something or
So
two.
he kept it thorough though.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
He was
that's
never,
because he could have carried on doing the mad thing, innit? Being from London.
The brother, don't get me wrong. He saw
the
potential probably. It was there. Like, you don't need to do that. It was there.
Yeah.
So I'm like in shock because I don't even know it's like this.
Man's looking at it like, raw.
I'm like, raw. This is mad. So I've took it back now, and I'm like a figure, innit?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like I'm there, like
building your status up.
and remember, like I said, I'm being Asian as well. A lot of the drug market was kind of more or less people from the Caribbean background.
Yep.
Just what I mean.
Yep.
Because like I said, the few Asian breads that were in there, they smoked.
Yeah.
So they weren't really they were kind of irrelevant in the thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And especially at that time with the Caribbeans, a lot of them would sell crack.
Yeah.
It was there. And
That
the
was
Asian
their
would
market.
sell the other thing, it was there. So anyway, so what's happened? So he's phoned me up when he's ready. So I think he's gone back up to where sort himself out to do whatever he's doing. He said, yo, what are you saying? You ready? I said, yeah, I'm ready. And it was there. He goes, oh, what do you want to get? And I was trying to figure out this the other day with my brethren, like when this happened, was I 16 or 17? And it was there. Like when did it happen? Because middle of the year, that's when my birthday is.
Right.
So we actually figured out I was actually 16, not 17. So he said, yo, what? Because remember this, from the moment I started with the 8-ball to this is a very short period of time.
Yeah.
We're talking maybe 4 months.
Quickly.
And it was there. So he goes, oh, what, you want to get a brick? And it was there. Remember, in where we're from, them times, the main ute has got a brick.
Yeah.
The main shotter was another bred from an area called Whitley. He had a brick and he's the main guy.
He's the top boy.
You start with me?
Yeah, blood. He's the big dog.
So you
so even
kind of
in the 90s, a brick in London was, no joke, you know. And we're not talking about no weed, and whatever. So
it's big food, bro.
Anyway, we've got this brick, brought it back to the ends, and me and him sitting in the hotel room. And it's like literally like a table like this and the bricks kind of there. So we've
It's a
sitting
movie,
there,
innit?
we're
Like
just
that.
breaking it all down or whatever, whatnot, you know. Linked to Brian Finsbury Park or whatever, came back down, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
We're breaking it all down. I remember we were looking at it and he said, how should we do this? You know, how do you want to do this? And he said, you know what I think we should do? So we were like, for example, like let's just say it was £100 a gram. He said, look, let's do a 0.9 for £50.
Jeez.
Shave the market completely.
Yeah.
Just know what I mean?
Shake it up.
Because we've got a brick.
That's mad, isn't it?
Because we've got a brick, it's costing us like roughly £5.50 on one. It was there.
Yeah.
So if I don't know if you do the maths now, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, 0.9 roughly on a Z was kind of like close to 1,500. So after you take your little shorts here and there, you're gonna end up with 14 bills. You know, it was there. And them times it was no little £10 shorts.
No.
Nah, you know, it was there.
It was serious
50 was the minimum.
Yeah, even that was, like you were saying, was going lower to get more customers.
Kind of like playing the long game, kind of like seeing the bigger picture kind of thing, looking forward.
So we're tripling the profit anyway.
You've experienced your phone bugging out by being generous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And obviously, it didn't make a difference because we didn't smoke.
Yeah.
So it never made a difference to us. So anyway, so what happened when we done that though, we never realised we've just threw like a massive bomb into the game. Like, it's messed up everyone's thing.
Yeah.
So they're hating you.
Yeah, like, wow, what's he done?
Rifles now.
Yeah, like, what's this bread done? It was there like, it's gone from
Who is
100.
this?
It's gone from £100 a gram to £50.
Putting people out of business.
They've done a madness, you know what I mean, or whatever. But what is done though, what we didn't realise. See, I'll give you an example now. Like we're here in this area now.
Yeah.
But remember, let's say there's a local drug dealer here.
Yeah.
If he's got a better price, people are gonna come here from other areas.
Yeah, 100%.
Grove.
Yeah.
If you've got a better price, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So what's happened now? People are coming to Reading when they heard about the price from areas outside, like slightly, Basingstoke, Bracknell,
Slough.
Newbury, Slough. They will start coming
Wickham.
down. Maybe not Slough, but Maidenhead. They will start coming down or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's had a knock-on effect on every other shotter.
Yeah.
But long term, it's
Opened up the market.
It's opened up the market now. Yo, this is a place where you want to go, or whatever. So obviously, man, 16 years old, just making bread. Like from going from having no money as a kid, you know, just what I mean, to having money or whatever. But remember, don't get it twisted. Man's blowing everything that comes.
Yeah, because you're young, bro. Like you've never seen it like that.
old, you never seen that. They're like literally, man.
It goes faster than it comes from.
Exactly. Man's blowing everything. And
Trainers
whatever.
on trainers on trainers.
Everything.
Anything you could think of.
Like anything.
Two Nintendo and that.
Bro, like man will wake up in the morning. I wasn't into computers like that. You know?
No.
Hustle outside.
Yeah. The way he's on about Iceberg Young and that, he's like, man, I went into computers. I was like trying to buy the new GARMs and that.
Yeah, man was outside every single day. Man, I don't want to be inside. I want to be outside.
But my brother's like that.
So
computers.
So literally, man's kind of like clothes, innit?
Straight. I was like, I love clothes, bro.
But obviously, but what happens in the game, bro? When people see that, the hyenas come out.
Yeah, come on, fam.
Like, this is mad. So I brought, like I was 16, I bought a 325 motorsport.
Yeah.
When I was 16, yeah. So obviously when I've brought that, and I'm not old enough
Everyone's
to have a license.
looking at you like,
just know what I mean. So it's kind of obviously then the drama starts, you know, and whatever. So man didn't really understood the game, but you have to learn as you go. You better learn quickly, or you're gonna become a victim.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Yeah,
and whateot. And then from there,
no one's exempt for that, no matter how much of a big shot you are.
Like I always say to the youths, man, don't get me wrong. We had fun.
Yeah,
I was there, and whatever. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you.
Yeah, man had a good run.
But bro, it's not worth it.
Nah, it's not.
What you got to go through, them years you're gonna have to sit in jail, the beefs, the stab wounds, and it's long, innit? You know what I mean?
What was the first? How old was you when you first went to prison? Like when you first went to jail, bro?
18.
Oh, so it wasn't that? It was a couple years after this.
It was a good couple of years. Maybe just under 2, I think. Roughly under 2 years, sorry. It was for a driving thing. We used to always drive, innit?
Okay,
never had a license.
Yeah.
So I think they gave me like a breach date or whatever.
Yeah.
It was one of them. I think the judge said to me, "Are you gonna do the community service?" I said, "No, I'm not gonna do it." I was there. He said, "You're going in jail." I was like,
"That's not a bad word to do."
In my mind, it was like, "Okay, let me just get this done with.
Get out of the way.
Go." So it wasn't even an issue.
And I bet you was happy to go to jail the first time.
I didn't have any issue with it. I looked at it, all right, this is gonna happen sooner or later anyway, because I understood the game, innit? Like, this is not.
I was gonna say, so at this point, because obviously you've grown up, you mentioned you got a big family. Obviously, parents, dad, honest working man, all of that. Yeah. So at this point, are you pretty much like, do you know what? Fuck it.
I'm all
basically
in.
like, fuck it. I know my parents ain't feeling this, but
I'm
I
in
gotta
now.
get it. Fuck it. Type of vibe.
The thing is, whatever we would never tell the parents what's going on the roads.
Okay.
So when I got rushed by them 30 breas,
Yeah.
like some people say it was 40, 50, it was a lot of people. I just said 30 because it was just so many people.
Sure.
But that's a lot of man to get rushed by, you know.
Yeah, because they were on me, innit?
Yeah.
Obviously, it was a beef that went on for a long time. So when
Within
they
Reading.
Yeah. So when they made them people were linked to kind of go ghosting that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
But Ghost was cool though.
Yeah.
Ghost,
He's a bit younger as well,
yeah,
isn't he?
He's a bit younger, yeah.
Yeah.
But these men were older than me. Though,
Yeah.
you start
Okay,
me?
right. So from his side.
And whatever.
We got a ghost.
Yeah. So what's happened? So when they've come to the end of it, it's a commotion, isn't it?
Yeah.
So obviously, a man's parents came out after, and they were like, "Yo, who was
What
that?
the fuck is going on?
That's my brethren, isn't it?" So we would never tell them like what's going on outside.
Okay.
Was there? We would never. They had no idea. Like they knew they were doing madness.
They know, but they can't
we-
put their finger on
we
it.
would never, we
what
would
it
never
is.
like let them know what was going on.
Sure.
Just, I mean, I
Hide that shit
I
from
would
them.
sleep with certain things to protect me. It was
Yeah.
there. I would sleep with that. It was there and whatever.
Yeah.
But make sure like my parents don't see it.
Yeah.
Sure.
And stuff
Yeah.
like that. So, but yeah, at that point, it was like, nah, it don't matter.
But when you get sentenced, they know now,
It's
innit?
because of the part where
Yeah,
you was
exactly.
like, you know what? It's because of the part, really, what threw me is the part where you was like, raw, fuck the community service is long. Because I was thinking, right, in the spirit of concealing
From
what
your
I'm
mum and
on,
that, yeah.
do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, in the spirit of concealing what I'm on, I would have thought, raw. I mean, fuck it, give me the community.
Nah, at that point, it was like, this is the game, innit?
Right.
Yeah, like you know, like I understood the game.
Right.
Like you will get,
Thank you.
you get kidnapped, you get tortured.
Get kidnapped
You
as
understand
part of
what
the thing.
you understand what this game is, but this game's not a nice game, bro. It was there.
Nasty, innit?
There is some hyenas out there.
Yeah, cuzzy.
So I can't be a brer. I can't be a nice guy. Do you understand what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I'm nice to my peoples. It was there.
But they take you for weakness if
You
you're too
understand what I
kind.
mean? Like
Yeah,
you got to be prepared
Yeah, for anything, bro, in that
for
world.
whatever.
Mm.
Just that what I mean. And you get some of them bros sometimes that they behave like they've been a gangster since primary school. I find with them guys usually is acting.
Yeah.
It's not real.
persona.
Bro, no one's created like that, bro.
Yeah.
You become like that.
Yeah.
It was there. You become hardened. You could go from someone who's 13 years old, kind of, a bit scared or whatever, and at
Bit
20
timid.
you were savage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you got to go through certain things.
Your
in
life
or
experiences
whatever.
shape you, man.
Yeah,
They make you or break you,
Yeah.
isn't it? That's the saying. You make you or break you, bro.
Do you understand what I mean? So it was again like, just remember. So when I was hustling, especially that first year, it was like there was 20 brears onto me.
Yeah.
So I would go raving. I would try in the raves and.
You got your man them around you though, right? Them times
But I was at that point. I was the only one in the game.
Oh,
I was the only one hustling. I brought, obviously when I started, I
Yeah.
brought them in slowly. You know what I mean? But at that point, like the first year was kind of like, that was really make or break.
Yeah.
It was there because man's putting knives in my back and trying it, but man's never folded. That first year was it was kind of like, that's what kind of made man.
Yeah.
Because if man folded,
Yeah.
it was a problem.
yeah,
And it was just like anything man would do, man would just come back even worse. So people realised, okay, cool, he ain't playing.
Get the message.
You start with me,
Yeah.
like, he's not messing about.
He's fighting
whatever.
fire with fire.
And listen, and I'd always say this: don't ever be a bully.
Yeah, my
Just
dad
what I
raised me
mean.
like that still.
Don't ever be a
Yeah.
bully. But it's like because man was making money, never
Defend
had time.
yourself.
Never had time to go bully people. You understand what I mean? We're making dough. We don't care about none of that. You
Yeah.
understand what I mean?
That's what I've always rated about the money man thing versus the bummy thing, bro.
yeah.
Like,
But when it comes, you
Yeah.
got to handle that.
yeah, because they
one
will
thing-
come.
Yeah, because you got to understand this game attracts certain type of people.
Yeah,
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And whatever. And for me, it was very difficult because I was like a Asian youth in an environment that was kind of like dominated by Caribbean people, roadman from the Caribbean background.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
Is that who took exception with you kind of having come
Nah,
up?
like I said, my next door neighbor was
Was already a
was a proper
Caribbean
was a
unit.
player in the game and was there, so I had a lot of love when they saw the young youth.
Yeah.
So remember, I'm like a link for them now. You understand what I mean? But certain bres, you know, 'cause obviously we were, maybe it's because of cultural similarities, we became very close with we grew up with the African brothers.
Okay, yeah.
So we became very close with them. It was there and whatnot. So the older Caribbean guys, so they used to deal with the product that they could get what comes over from South America sides, but they couldn't get their product that came over from Pakistan.
Yeah.
So
No link for that.
they used to kind of like they used to respect that, like, yo, we've got a link, you know,
Yeah,
and whatever. So I had a very good business relationship with them, and whatever. So man would be in all the raves and everything like that. But it was kind of the Braves that weren't making money.
Yeah, it's always them.
It's always them.
Always them fuckers, man.
I can't really think of having really drama with anyone that was making money.
Exactly, that's the thing.
And whatever. So it was kind of deep like that, and like it's just something I've spoken about it and whatever. But you see that on these podcasts for 2 hours, you could just summarize.
Yeah, hell yeah. And you got to get your own book at some point. So you got to save some stuff.
It was definitely a roller coaster. Like, definitely, it was just crazy, bro. The way, man, like you're living and stuff like that. And like I said, but the objective was to have a good lifestyle. Just what I mean? Like,
no more struggling.
Don't get me wrong. You might make 100 grand and blow 110 grand. But
you had 100 grand.
But you're living in a way that you never had as a child. Because what you have to understand, this country has got richer in time. Just know what I mean? Like you man are we're all the same age roughly. I think a couple of years between us. So when we were growing up, I never saw Nike and Adidas from my parents.
That's facts.
Roller and high-tech. I know that. I know. Just know what I mean?
Facts, bro.
Like I said,
he's lying. But
nah, bro. What you did that? This guy is on me, you know. Racial profiling. Bro.
Like I said, you know, I understand. Like I understand.
Nike's mad from back in the day.
I understand my community. I understand the Caribbean community very well.
Yeah.
You understand a lot of the racism.
Yeah.
The first people to stand up was the Caribbean community and then the Asian community. You know what I mean? And then everyone else. So people, when I say Gola, high-tech, Dunlop, man know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Donne as well. Donne. Remember Donne, the socks and that?
Yeah. You know what I mean? And then, Donne. Yeah,
Donne was shit, bro.
You know, like I said, it was not nice.
Yeah, 100% for man.
It was not nice not having.
Yeah.
You know, you understand what I mean? Like,
Sports Direct.
As a child, I've never gone inside Toys R Us. I remember the Christmas advert.
Oh, bro, come on.
The advert
I have to look at the advert. And, I wish I could, like, you know, go there one day and buy what I want. It was there. But
that was like heaven for you.
Yeah, do you understand what I mean?
The man never had no big family either. So I'm not. It's not like I got 10 brothers. It's like, at least I know why we ain't going. I never got that one sister. Why are we going? You know what? Why are we going? Cause
you understand?
That's my happy meal.
It's peak. You know, it wasn't nice not having, and I think that was. I think that was
with you, fam.
That was a big motivation.
Yeah, 100%.
Argos and that circling the wish list in the back. Come on, broski. You know them ones.
The code.
Yeah, you know them ones.
That Argos catalogue.
No, you know you ain't getting it. It's just like God's watching. You know them ones. Like God's watching.
That Argos catalogue was like a magazine.
The toy section.
Hell yeah, bro.
And my kids would never understand that.
Nah,
that's a different generation. Cause you got Amazon Prime next day delivery.
And obviously, then in the game, you're coming in out of prison a number of times or whatever. You know, meeting people from all over the country, especially London or whatever. I met a lot of people. I had very, you know, like good, you know, people I met from West London, South, North, East, all over, you know, and whatever. So yeah, that's one thing in prison. Yeah. It just makes you a worse criminal, really.
Yeah, it's like the links pattern up.
I'll be honest with you, it makes you a much worse criminal, man.
You said something on a podcast that made me laugh, cause yesterday when I was watching it, you was like, I was locked up with all sorts of people, and it was like some people would even be like, when I get out of here, I'm gonna change my life. And then one day later, they're back in the roads.
So
you get me? It's never sincere about it.
So my thing was like, every time I got locked up, I'll give you an example. My brother picked me up from jail one time when I came out. Done a little two. I came out, he picked man up, and he wasn't really in the game. He said to me, I was young, like 19, 20. He was like, bro, don't ever go back. I said, what? I know I'm going back. Like, I know, bro. Bro, it's in the game, man.
Like, I'm going straight back to what I was doing before.
What I mean? So I was like, no, same day I'm going back to it. You understand what I mean? I was probably already doing it before I even landed the road and whatever. So I kind of understood this is the contract you sign. It's like basically you could say this is the contract you sign with the devil, bro. Just what I mean? This is it, you know. So but I'm like you said, many man, bro. Now when I get out, my family. Literally, as soon as they get out, they're back to us. I said, bro, because you're not sincere in what you're saying, man.
It's deep, discipline, or options.
But a lot of things seem like they're harder when you're behind the door. You know, it's like, for example, it's like I know people who had a certain girlfriend, like, or it's like, okay, this is my girl, and it's like, but all of a sudden when you're home. And now you're a free man, and you can
do whatever you want
to everybody. That don't seem like such a big deal, no.
But
when you're away, she's everything.
It means the world to you.
Bro, you know, jail is so crazy, and everyone experiences it however it affects them. And this is very sad to say, but some of them are just chilling. It wasn't even an issue. Like,
just easy.
It's easy. Like,
Get fed a couple times a day, go gym.
Like, literally, you know, like we were sitting in a cell like this. Man from my ends, Brixton, Tottenham, we all sit in the cell,
play cards,
smoking. I stuck with us smoking, actually just catching joke, bro. You know what's there? It's like this is crazy. You know what's there? And I remember, you know when it hit me one time. I remember I was washing my plate. You know, like you're at home, you know, in the kitchen,
comfy,
looking in the garden. And I remember I had to stop myself. Said, bro, this is not normal. You know what's there? Man,
there's no garden.
man wasn't even stressed about, like, you know, like, do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, just cleaning the plate.
Going
bed soon.
It was crazy, you know. Like, man never complained, you know. And whatever, it was deep, man.
Sad though. It's sad still, because you know what? Like people get used to it.
You get used to it.
Yeah, bruv. Become institutionalized as well.
Yeah, you become institutionalized.
There's a brother from my bits, white geezer as well, and like my man done so much jail time that like he's actually been in jail way more than he's been on road in his adult life. And at one point, I remember being in a vicinity where everyone's talking and whatnot, and man admitted that, bruv, man's not loved on road, bro. Like, he's got nothing outside for him anymore.
That's true, bro.
In the jail, he was somebody and had people that rated him.
Understand something. When you surround yourself by the dirt, your mentality will change. You understand what I mean? Bro, there's not like, you know, like, especially I say this to young kids, you know, when we were young, you might have the odd gangster movie popping now and then, like Paid in Full comes out, 6 months later something else. These kids have got non-stop access to gangster programs, Snowfall, Top Boy, Wire, whatever. So I feel they kind of like
glorify it a lot.
Kind of fixated with it.
Fixated is a good word, yeah. Especially people that are not of it. People that are not of it.
Is that a lot of kids in today's impressionable generation, I hate to say it, but I feel like us lot, we had real parents, bro.
Yeah.
Like, man's mum and dad were like a real mum and dad.
Yeah.
Whereas like you've got man them who you might have grew up with certain man, and as much as you might I fuck with him, he's my guy. Yeah. But you kind of know he's a bit loose, like. And then he has kids, and then you think, fucking hell, like I had a dad. They got my man, like
this brother.
But on the flip side though, one thing with us when we were going off the rails, our parents couldn't see the warning signs. Right. But because we've been outside or we understand, we can see the warning signs.
You've been part of it.
The flip side of it.
That's true.
That's true.
If
you can see them hiding stuff that you used to hide and that. 100% fun, man.
And so it's like, so you got to remember that as well. That could like change your kid. You could see something going on in your kid's life or whatever.
Yeah,
that's true.
So man, trust me, like, you know,
gifts and curses.
You know, when I look back now, I'm not intoxicated by weed and, you know, that lifestyle. Bro, I think to myself, right, you really thought that was alright to live like that.
Mad path and thought it was normal.
And thought it just became normal. Like, you know, sitting in the cell in association, like 6 man in the cell, bunning weed, and you're literally catching jokes.
Busting joke, movie playing on the screen,
like catching jokes,
radio till they look it off.
And that became so normal. It's like, you know, I never saw my mum for nearly 4 years in prison.
Jeez.
You understand? Because my thing was, look, I'm in the game, man. This is a consequence of the game.
And
like,
she was disappointed.
I'm in jail. Yeah, I'm in prison. I think I was on some drugs charges. So she never saw me for a long time, and she wanted to visit me, but I was like, nah, you ain't coming here. Because you know, I can't even deal with that. You don't want to see her.
You know what is that? See you like that.
I don't even want to deal with that. Just that what I mean. Like, I'm living this life. You know, I believe in this.
The minute that visit ends, where's your head at again? Like, you know, like, go back to this shit, but you're feeling emotional.
Hey man, you gotta come. Like, in a way, I was emotionally detaching myself from. That's not my life. This is my life.
Is it right now.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to, I could talk to you on the phone, innit?
Sure.
It's there. You don't need to come in here and see me or whatever, whatnot. So it was kind of deep like that when I look back at it now, not thinking what was she going through. That's what a lot of youths don't understand. Like, bro, they're going through certain things. But I got a kid now.
Right, yeah.
Bro,
so you can see it from the other angle now, innit?
Yo, like, it's like, it's deep.
Yeah.
You know, like the relationship I have with my son, like, bro, I can't imagine something like that. You know, there. You know, like, for example, sometimes I got like a 5-year-old as well. I got an older son and a younger son.
Okay.
Like, if the 5-year-old's like running about one, then he falls over, hurts himself. But I'm getting vexed at people like, why didn't you watch him? He was there, like,
let alone going out there with weapons and
do you understand what I mean?
taking on all that risk of life, that life.
It's deep, you know. So it's kind of like, you know, it's only now I realise it, man, like what heartache you could put your parents through.
100%, brother. And they love us so much, bro. Your mother's love, bro, is deep.
Yeah, exactly.
Deep, bro.
Man.
They carried you 9 months, fam. You understand me?
Man.
Real talk.
But I suppose a part of that.
Facts, bro. Nice, bro. It's mad, bro. I'm being serious.
Now, we would never understand what it's like for a woman.
We won't.
Her son. We would never.
You can only, you get me. It's different, bro. Like, because you can only think of my mum, bro. Like, if I weren't coming home a certain time and that, man, she's worried, bruv, more than even bothered that I'm not home. Do you know what I mean? So they do it. Mums will do anything for their kids, bro. Like they commit their whole life to you for a period of time. Nah, I haven't. Nah, I'm unfortunate still. But I feel like I had.
Man knows I ain't been jail, man. Ain't even asking me.
Nah,
Nah, I know he ain't been jail.
Nah, but there was a couple of things that I'm quite honest about as well. As much as I've got friends that are very rolled.
But you man are from the end, so you know.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. But I even got fired by a friend of mine from that because I was flirting with music so much that it's like you remind me of him a lot. Like honourable, and one thing you've actually said was like, I'm in this. Yeah, he's someone that's militant. So it's like, how you had the nines thing, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's not gonna work, bro. It sounds good on a record, but the reality is, it's 2 foot in or both feet out. You're gonna
get dragged back, man. 100%.
You see it. So it's like you're in or you're out, and that was kind of like, you're good at this music thing.
Stick to it.
Which we might even get into it when I come on your platform in the future and that. But it's kind of like, this is you, and it's affecting this phone business here because you're not available or whatever. So it's like, give the phone back, bruv. You're my brethren, but go chase that dream. You know what I'm trying? Because you're pretty good at it. You got a few links.
Looking back, you made the right choice, man.
And I respect him highly for it.
I had a friend. Obviously, so like, remember, I was the first one to start. Then I started bringing my friends in one by one, innit?
Sure.
I had a friend. He one day came to me, goes, "Yo, I want to get in the game," but he was a good person.
Yeah,
he's still a good person now.
Clean as heart.
I will never forget this. What I said to him, I said, "Bro, this game ain't for you, He's like, "Why?" I said, "Bro, this game's evil,
dirty,
bro, because he's my brethren." And I said, "No, you don't want this," but he wanted it, so I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna fully.
And you know what he said to me? Like now, what he says to me now, he says, "I will never forget when you said that." He even remembers where we were when we said it.
Yeah, because it meant a lot to him.
We were at this ends like driving to this end. He goes, "Bro, we were in that area and you said it to me, bro. Nah, you don't want this." And it was there. Because like I said, I knew it was evil.
Yeah, guidance is important. Yeah,
100%, man.
Do you see where you're at now? Yeah, you see how like you've been through so much layers of it. Whether it's like going on the little moves with the people that you looked up to who were kind of nitty-ish and that, they're probably steaming, doing all these mad moves and that. Then it's like outside doing little bits and bobs. Then it's increased amounts. Then the money's up. Then there's times when the money's down. Then there's the jail times, the family times, growth. Where you're at right now, clean, fully following your religion, which is fucking beautiful as well. You get me? Building your media platform. If a man was to say right now, bruv, here's 100K in a bag, take it, what would you use it for?
That's light paper, bro. Man.
I know.
Can't do that with that.
No, but where would the first place it would go?
Swear on.
Sorry, mate.
I wish.
No, but like
I ain't got it, by the way. Yeah, but yeah.
You just said like a mil or two.
Yeah, but like, say to some people out there, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, cool. Alright, look.
100K is a lot of money to some people.
Adjust it for the individual, though.
Yeah, 500K.
Look here.
Where would you invest it? What would you do?
You know, one thing you have to understand: the big difference now in the game is a lot about stunting. I always tell, especially the youths, do you remember that part in Paid in Full when his little brother gets kidnapped?
Yeah.
And he's sitting with A in the car.
Yep.
And A goes, "How much have you got right now?"
Yeah.
And he only had like 200. Or something like that. But by the look of it, he had 2 million.
Yeah, bro. The cars, the jewels.
That is the definition
bottles.
of the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dress it up.
That's what he says when he says, like, "Will you still love me?"
Exactly. That's the definition of it. The game's about stunting, but now you have to think about, like, today, you got to think about your kids' future. You know what's there? Like, you're going to put them into private schools and stuff like that. You got to think about things like this. So, a man, 500K, you just know what I mean? I've got, like, I would personally, like, I would take that. I've got people in certain businesses. Yeah. You know, cars, rentals, a bunch of different things. You know, it's there. So I would, for now, maybe just
private investor.
What you don't want to do is say, "Oh, you know what? Let me go stunt."
Yeah, 100%.
What most man would do. It was there, bro. I tell you, bro. Go buy 2 houses for £250 each.
Yeah, straight. Yeah.
And you would get like, I don't know, £2,500 a month.
Yeah.
You got no mortgage. Yeah. That's all in your pocket. It was there.
Out.
At least in the minimum, do that. It was there.
Bricks
Please don't go buy a Rolls Royce. Don't do that, bro. It was there. You know what I mean? Because
they need to hear it from people that's been through everything. That's why I wanted to ask that.
That's a backwards mentality, bro. That's a street mentality.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
Flossing.
How many rappers you see going broke and whatever, whatnot. But look, everyone's got their own ideas or whatever. But I'll always say to man, in the minimum, stick it in something where you can't touch it for a while.
Proper residual.
Just leave it alone. It was there. You know, like I know a lot of people, bro. You give them 500,000 now, they're going straight to the Rolls Royce garage. Yeah,
it's like
you understand what I mean.
A watch and a car.
That's wild,
short-sighted.
That's
very short-sighted. You understand? It's like
people do it though. They do that shit. People spunk money on the most maddest things to impress others as well.
But you know, like obviously, man, like you could use that money to change your children's life.
Yeah.
Because look, if you went and bought 2 houses for that, let's say you got 2 kids. At least when you die,
they own a house each.
They got a house each.
Yeah.
They're never gonna be homeless. So you got to think like that, bro. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I know Brez will be driving £100,000 car. The mum lives in the council estate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
normal.
Sadly,
bro,
that's normal in London, I reckon.
Bro, don't get me wrong. Like as a kid, I get it.
Sadly,
as a grown man, I find
it's not saying a lot about your integrity.
Bro, I find that baffling though. Like, bro,
your morals and that.
How can your mum be living the hood?
You're cool with that.
And I personally would be embarrassed.
Yeah, it is embarrassing.
I would be embarrassed.
That is embarrassing.
You know, if I rolled up outside my mum's yard,
let's get it right.
Living in the hood. Yeah. I came outside in a Rolls Royce.
You're pulling up on the block in it.
Yeah, I feel like
and they're
idiot.
like, mate,
yeah, exactly.
Your mum walks to Tesco every day with her bags.
Just be sensible. What I tell people, man, be sensible. Yeah. Because don't try to always keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah, you're never gonna be able to.
You got a little spare change, buy a little something with that. Yeah. It's cool. You know,
celebrate it, enjoy
it. Yeah. But don't
set goals, innit?
Yeah, don't do it just to, like a man who got 500,000. If he spent, I don't know, 300,000 on a car, he's an idiot.
I'll be honest with you, he's an idiot. That's a bad decision, bro.
You got 500,000 there. Take maybe 100 out.
Take
60, 70 out. You know what's there? Go buy a little 2 bits for that.
Yeah,
but make sure the rest of it goes where it needs to go. You understand what I mean?
Remember Lethal Bizzle used to say, especially when he started buying like real millionaire type purchases.
Yeah.
He always said, he don't buy nothing unless he can afford to buy it 3 times.
But you see,
you got that from Cameron, innit?
You know this flossing.
Oh, is that a Cameron?
Yeah, it's a Cam bar still. Yeah.
Okay.
You know this flossing thing, man. You know where it started, innit?
Where
should know, man.
America.
Nah, bro. America. Bro, you know, this is what a lot of people are. Let me give you, man, a history lesson.
Yeah, you got me with this one because I'm trying to think.
Bro, let me give you, man, a history lesson.
Yeah.
You know West London Brez?
Oh, he's going on mad.
They were way ahead of America.
Yeah, I know.
On flossing.
I just thought you was going to say that because I've been in America.
Let me just finish. They were way ahead of America in flossing. So when I say West, I mean West. You know, Bush, Grove, you know, West. You know what's there?
Ealing, Acton.
You know, see that whole flossing thing. You know, I'll give you a look. You could check this yourself. You see the ballers from West. I'm not talking about everyone. Everyone's not on the same level.
Like the certain level.
The ballers from West London, they stopped wearing Avrexes probably 95, 96.
Fucking hell, man.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
The ballers from West London.
That's a fact.
That's well
95, 96, yeah?
Because everyone was wearing it now.
If you look at that movie Belly, New York, Nas, that was 99.
That's mad.
And they're still wearing Avrexes. You understand what I mean?
And there's people who actually jumped on them from seeing it in that movie.
Exactly.
That's mad.
Facts.
So, see, here in the UK, like for my relationship like with West London, man. So when I was 17, 18, roughly. So obviously I'm in the game or whatever. I'm linking a brother from West London, and I always see him with kettles on.
Yeah.
Always, you know.
Heavy rollies.
What are you saying? He's like, you want one? I said, cool, get me one. But because he knew about kettles, for my first kettle, it was a banging kettle. It was there. So, but because he knew what he was doing. See, me, I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I would have went to Hattons and they would have ripped me off. Like,
get shagged. Yeah, you get shagged.
Because of that.
It's a fact.
I've never bust down a kettle my whole life.
I don't like them, bro. Like
I've
that.
never bust down a kettle, but for the original
Plain Jane.
ballers, they won't really do that.
Yeah, you got to keep
understand
it
what I mean?
clean, man. Classy.
They'll keep it clean. So,
Yeah.
so when he's got me my first kettle, I found a picture of it online.
Oh, swear
Yeah,
down.
the first kettle. This was like I was 17, I'm probably 18 to be honest.
That's early though to get a rollie as well.
But like I said, it was because that was my first one.
Oh, it's nice, bro. Let me see that.
You understand what I mean? That was my first one. I found that picture.
That's
online.
hard. That's a rare one, isn't it?
Do you remember how much that would have set people back at that time?
That's an all gold.
I can't exactly remember now.
All gold
they're about
date
20
just
grand
two.
now.
Yeah.
Fair.
So no,
36 millimeter.
yeah, these are 36 millimeters. Yeah.
That's because that's all there was.
They
then.
don't make them in gold.
Yeah,
no
I was
more.
gonna say.
There was no big faces.
Yeah,
so
they come later.
Like I tell you, so that was the first time I linked a guy, my brethren. Boom, I was like calm.
That's a nice
kettle.
piece though. Yeah.
So anyway, everything. You know what? Hey, I'm gonna say one thing. Yeah. You see that street ego culture.
Yeah.
There's a lot of egos on road. No one gives anyone else credit. It's always me. I'm the baddest guy.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I did this. I'm on.
I like giving people credit. I like, and I'm gonna tell you something deep now. Everything I've ever learnt about kettles has been from West London. I'm gonna tell you how. Alright, before I start, let me just say this. From 2018, roughly, on Instagram, YouTube, all these watch bloggers started.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like close the gap now. So it don't matter. Now it's everywhere in England. Everyone knows everything
Access,
now. It's access, yeah. But before social media, we're going like 90s, early 2000s.
No chance. Sometimes
there was no access. You understand what I mean? So I just know the name Rolex from rap music.
Sure.
That's my only understanding of Rolex.
Yeah.
So I've linked this brother. He's got me that kettle. The first guy from West London. The second brother I linked to West London in Joe with the brother. I walked in a cell one day. He's reading a magazine called the Rob Report. You've heard of it? It's online now.
The Rob Report.
Rob, R-O-B-B, the Rob Report, yeah? I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I said, let me see that.
That's mad.
Bro, this thing's got like watches, like helicopters for sale, like all types of madness. And I was like, what are you doing? And it was there. But because they're from West London and the close proximity to
riches.
You understand what I mean? He understands.
Yeah, 100.
So that opened my avenue up a little bit more. I was like, okay, like
different kind of
whatever.
thing.
Then I've met another brother from West. He's walked in the jail. He's prison as well. He's walked in with a rollie on, but it wasn't every day.
It wasn't normal then, innit?
Yeah. So like I said, I know about Rolexes now, but I'm looking at his watch.
Thinking,
so me and him, we became tight brethren.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, what on earth is that? So he starts. I got a picture of it. So he goes. he goes to me. I said, what on earth? So he starts explaining to me what it is, and I'll tell you what it is. Look at it, but you know, look at his watch now. You'll be like, rah. Look at his watch. You probably ain't seen that even to this day.
Oh shit, that's cold.
He was wearing
that like a pearl marble face or something?
I'll tell you what it is in a second.
Yeah, that's hard, bro.
Cold.
That's a presidential day date.
Yeah, so
but
it was a mother of pearl face.
Yeah, mother of pearl.
So remember, I don't know nothing about mother of pearl.
But that's known. But back then it was never known,
yeah,
innit?
bro,
Yeah.
Like,
but that one looks unique though.
Yeah, unique. Yeah. So he's wearing this in Joe. So
with factory set in stone.
Me and him are bona fide brethren, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when he goes gym, he leaves the watch with me, innit? Because he don't want to use it. So he's my brethren,
yeah,
he's trust man or whatever. So I understood from him, yo, there's another level to this thing. It's not just
Facts.
Rolex. You understand what I mean? So I remember I've landed road and I went hunting, innit?
Yeah.
So now I want a day date. Because remember, back then there was no big faces.
Yeah. It's all 36.
It's all 36. The
standard
big faces didn't exist. I say, yo, I need a day date factory. You know, you understand what I mean? And that's a third West London bro I'm at, yeah. Then my other, the prison, the road, you meet people, you know how it goes, the links and whatever. I'll give you an example. You know, a lot of these rappers now wearing the skellies.
Yeah.
I saw my brother from another brother from West.
Yeah.
Big him up still. He's in prison right now. I saw him wearing an AP open worked. Yeah. Before I saw any rapper wearing it.
Yeah, early.
Like
they do that over here.
Before I see any rapper wearing it.
They do that over here.
The Hulk.
Madnesses.
You remember the Hulk? Everyone got gassed over the Hulk in recent years.
But that's old school.
Do you know my brother? He first wore it. He had it on in 2012.
Yeah,
he had it on.
It's quite long.
And I was like, yo, what's that?
It wasn't popular at first.
Yeah, it wasn't popular at first.
It was like a weird colour.
I had that before anyone knew what it was.
Yeah, see,
what I mean?
mad. Yeah,
and whatever. So, and then like
root beer and that.
my other brethren, like there's 5-6 men I met all from West, and they understood the kettle thing, like the swag and the clothes
separately.
So the brothers from West London, so you got to give them their respect.
100%.
They understood a lot of the swag that came out on the streets in the UK. It originates from West London, and a lot of people won't give them their respect for that.
But that's part of the parcel of being from London, bro. The way we grew up, he's from South, he's from like Junction, Battersea sides, they're gonna look at man.
Hey, yo.
Well, you're not, no? Lambeth Borough, let's just say Lambeth. We're gonna, it's not, but them man are gonna look at us like posh boys. By the way we dress and that, is it like where there's more rough and rugged? But the thing is, it's like, bro, the reason you're so right is there's brothers that like I've grown up looking up to and that, moving around with the mad car and the watch and that in West, because I was all over West. Even I'm from Hayes, I've got family in Bush, very tight ties with Grove. I was back. A lot of people thought that I was from Bush and Grove at one point because of how much members around there. I had my own crew over there and that. So like basically, man seen this youth and he used to pull me over, yo, because he used to rate me, yo, come blood, to mixed race you, come blood, but your t-shirt's too big for you, fam, man. Grow up, like you gotta get this right, bro. You get me? The stitching, the seam has to stop on your shoulder.
Like I said, you know why that is?
Like he was on that, like
remember,
schooling me.
They're seeing, bro, there's super rich people around there.
Jesus.
Yeah,
bro, the hood's there, and then the £10 million house is there,
and they're all going to the same pub potentially.
Exactly.
If
so
you
they're
want to do
seeing
business
it.
and that.
You understand?
Do you know what I'm
I'll give you an example. My brother used to go raving, brother from West. He used to go raving. He used to have a Cartier Pasha, a platinum.
Yeah.
Can't even find them online. Yeah. Bro, this was back in 2000 something, early 2000s.
Yeah.
So whatever. He's wearing that. You understand what I mean? So they had an understanding. So what they would do, they would study.
Yeah.
They would study the watches, the ducks. Remember South London. A lot of my friends are from there. They used to do the steaming. When the banks
jumping over the counters and that, mad.
100%.
The brothers from West, they were licking the kettles.
Yeah, kettles are getting
licked. So they knew what was what.
That was a
West
West thing for real.
And whatever. So like I got a lot of love like for brothers from like West, South, North, East, because they showed me a lot of love. You understand what I mean? And whatever, whatnot. So it's like, like I said, there's people I was in prison with. I talk to this to this day. Bro.
That's good, bruv. That's sick.
What I mean, like,
that's sick. Good connections and good friendships.
Like West is like my second home, man.
Yeah, do you know what, bro? I was gonna say that to end it on that as well, because, bro, it's weird. I consider, like, when I'm from West, anything like the M4, when you start going towards like Slough, Reading, maybe like them two places are the hubs over there. We see that as like extension of us, bruv. Like I've got a lot of,
No, it's not.
No, it is a bit still.
Don't get me wrong. Like, look,
because that's their first point of London almost when they come.
You got to understand.
Yeah,
look, like obviously West, like I said, I lived in West.
Yeah.
It's like second home. It's so close, isn't it? It's just down the road. And Acton to Reading at night, I think 30 minutes. Do you understand what I mean?
Quick.
And whatever. At night, there's no traffic. It's just down the road.
Yeah,
so whatever.
Depends what car you got, obviously.
Yeah.
So 45, 50.
so boom now. So what's it called? So that is like local for man. So we want to eat. Come West. A lot of, like I said, and so when we made friendships in prison and stuff like that, because
it was
so
easy
close,
to keep the link.
We kept the link.
Yeah.
But a brother from East is kind of like
Slightly.
But like even
that's far,
when you go
bruv,
from West to East, it's like, yo, that's long. So I got a close friend. I got a close friend of mine lives in East, but he lives by Kickin Town and all that. Yeah,
it's far, bro.
I'm like, bro. He's like, come check me. I'm like, bro, that's
one
like,
day.
That's I'll go check him.
Got
I'm like, bro, that's a mission, But West is like, it's like.
That's what I meant by that. It's like I've got a lot of close ties with people in Slough because when we used to do like the garage thing before it was
local,
grime. We'll go raves over there. They'll come up here, link us.
West London for me is one of my favourite places in England. Yeah. I love West. You saw me before you got here. I was walking around, I was bopping about. I know a lot of people like and whatever whatnot. So it's like, but I like it's nice though. I like it.
It's a good place to live and grow.
Good community, mixed. You got like Asians, black people, Moroccans, white people. Everyone's living together. Everyone's there. I like West.
Of opportunity as well, and you see the other side of the coin, where you think, you know what, man could all be a driller and a robber and that, but if you pattern right, you can be rich.
I spend a lot of time, with my people in Bush and stuff like that. I like it, man. Got good community there as well, like especially in Bush. Got a lot of the mosques and stuff like that, man. And whatever, but it's deep, man. But like I bro, there's 2 hours just kind of.
But bro, you're an honourable guy, bro. As well, that's one thing, man. I have to say, all the things you've been through, you can highlight the honourable side of you, bro. And that's why you've made the links and have the respect and kept them. Like, you're an honourable person, you stand on something, you have principles and morals, which is something that a lot of people in that game lose, and they lose themselves.
100%, yeah.
So big up yourself, bro. And big up what you're doing with Kicking Up Dust. I'm going to put the link in the bio so they can go subscribe to that. But trust me, if you're looking for real, genuine content that isn't glorifying it and isn't chatting shit, let's keep it real. Like, let's keep it real, because a lot of people are waffling on podcasts.
People need to watch the episode, by the way, with the Mexican.
Fam, the Sicario,
deep,
the Angel of Death.
Yeah. I got friends
crazy.
When I mentioned who I was going to meet today, still had some. I know we probably got to
run that up, man.
Now,
we'll,
that
when the time's right, we'll do
episode,
the part 2.
that
But
episode, like,
is that your favourite for now? Like, of recent times?
That was the one that kind of like had me a bit speechless. Like, this is like another level of savagery. You know what I mean? Like,
different world.
This is kind of madness, you know, and whatever.
Brethren who's from Peru, and so he basically like Mexico and, you know, places from that kind of area. He's tapped in basically, so he's got obviously family that are still back in
knows what going over
home
there.
Countries and that. The way he rates your thing, like once you sat down with him, for him, you're made man after that.
You know, one thing
levels.
You see, you know, one thing I try to do. I try to give everyone the flowers, as they say. Like, you understand what I mean? You got to remember me being in the game. I came across
so many characters,
and you know what? They always dealt with me with respect. Like, you know, like even back in the day, one of the most dangerous firms, the Tottenham brothers. So I don't like saying certain names and that, but spray like, nah, it's cool. You know, there. So I was in jail with one of the main youths from the Tottenham and them.
They were heavy, bro. They had London on smash at one point.
Leader. So he was my next door. He was my next door in prison. You know, was there. Then in my local though. So that's like our thing. But you see, like, they respected, like, yo, these players have got their ends on lock. You understand what I mean? And whatever. So my thing was always like, you know, respect. Do you understand what I mean? That's very important in the game. Do you understand what I mean? But
underrated.
If someone violates, then you violate twice as bad. You understand what I mean? But the first thing is respect. Do you understand what I mean? No matter who you deal with, what colour the bread, whatever, if man come to you correct. And I suppose a lot of that works in the real world as well.
Definitely. Business as well.
You understand what I mean?
General world.
So that was the thing. So I met like brothers from South, you know, brand names and whatever. So I got a thing that there's a lot of like big personalities that like I consider good people. Some of them I'm still in contact with. Some of them I lost contact with, from South London, East London, North London, and West. But I got a thing where I don't like calling people's names. Unless they're already on social media.
You have to be careful with that.
So for example, the brother leader from Tottenham, I never called his name. You know, I was in jail with him, whatever. And like, remember, I went like me and him, like we were next door, so we were close. So I read through his case papers and that, but I never said his name because I never seen him to be on social media.
It wasn't outside.
And then it was when Spray was on the podcast. But it was like, nah, I spoke to him. He's cool. Big him up. You know, Spray's a madman.
Big him up now.
Spray goes, yo, big him up. Like, you know, it's like, cool, no problem. And it was there, like, so yeah, like Leader was a good brother. Like so many, like, bro, like so many big personalities in their areas. But one thing around the table, every man that's been in the game, because we're from a certain age group now, they will say, yo, that game is long. That game is long, bro. And it was there, and especially as you get older, you realise, is this what I signed up for? But remember, some men are so deep in it, they don't even know how to get out.
The mud.
Just know what I mean?
It's like that sinking sand thing, like quicksand. Bro.
It's deep,
it's mad, G. Getting out of that's a tech.
And another thing, you know, just some advice as podcasters, man. Like, try to build your platform upon integrity. Just know what I mean? And whatever, obviously we can talk about current affairs and whatever. One thing I don't believe in is tearing people down and this long. Just know what I mean? And whatever, like one of my biggest podcasts is with the brother from Bradford, Jar.
I watched that.
I think he's on 240,000 roughly, 230, 240. And that just went big based upon good conversation. Just know what I mean? Good real conversation. He's got a story in it. Everyone's got a story. No one's there, and people enjoyed the story. You know what I mean? So when I see Rogan, who's obviously the OG of the podcast game, I don't see him
Like you
ripping
said,
people
yeah,
down
he's
or
getting
whatever.
millions off
whatnot.
talking
He's
about-
talking about vitamin D, bro.
Crocodiles in the
You know
river.
what I mean? So you understand, and like I said, but one of the biggest things is man enjoys this. You know what I just said? Look how quick the time went. It went past like that because why?
Genuine convo.
Because we're enjoying
Yeah,
it, innit? You
man,
understand what I
100%,
mean, or
man.
whatever.
Yeah,
And that's
definitely
and that's
fun,
the
man.
thing, man. You know, and it's like it is. I'll be honest with you, it's fun, bro.
Yeah.
I was there when I was
That's
doing
good.
when I was doing the podcast with the East London brother, the stick up kid.
Yeah, Ghost, the other
We
Ghost,
was laughing. We were
Yeah,
catching like, bro. We couldn't stop laughing certain times.
Yeah.
Like we just catching joke. Like
Yeah.
it just reminds me a little bit of like when we said back in the day in the prison cell, like 6 man catching jokes, and it's kind of like reminds
Kicking
me
it
of that
with
a
the
little
man
bit.
and reasoning. It's a reason thing
Yeah,
still. And if
exactly,
you're becoming so good at it because you love it. That's obvious as well.
Yeah,
So
exactly, man.
it shows in the
Yeah,
content,
sure,
man. They need to go subscribe. Kicking Up Dust Media is the actual YouTube channel.
Yeah, Kicking Up Dust Media. Yeah.
Hitz. You have a
That's what I go by. Yeah.
you have a
No, not personal. Just
straight
everything for
Kicking Up Dust. Yeah.
Just keep it simple.
Bro, we're getting part 2 in at some point
definitely,
because
man.
there's a lot to
Must.
unpack, man. Yeah,
Listen,
man.
pleasure
Appreciate
to
you
meet
coming
you,
through, bro.
Man, definitely, man.
Genuine
100%.
pleasure to meet you.
Come on, fam. That was a big one, man. Proper. We have a little round of applause for that, man. Kicking Up Dust.
And man watches man's
Personal
videos. It's
favourite
not everyone who
podcast,
comes
you get
on
me?
there
I
that
read
man actually
that.
watches man's thing. Man watch
Facts.
man's
I
thing.
respect that, man.
Man watched the new spray thing, all half of it, second half of it this morning before I came out my house.
Boom.
Boom.
Check it.